Welcome to the glorious CFPH Impact 2026. It's day number 2 ng week na ito. And syempre, may kita natin ngayon ang ating mga 6 na teams na maglalaban-laban para makaangat sa ating standings. Of course, kami ang inyong makakasama sa simula ng araw na ito. Ako po si Bipolar together with Josuave. So Josuave, a little bit of questioning muna, no? I mean, what are we gonna be expecting ngayong araw na ito?
Well, right now, no, una nating match up, we're gonna get HazMatz versus ExGOVERNORS. Of course, ExGOVERNORS, alam naman natin, maganda na yung record nila so far. It just has to be said that HazMatz, para medyo wala pa tayo nakikita sa kanila, no. They had only one match rather na nailaro at wala pa sila napapanalong kahit isang set, man. So, kailangan mag-step up dito ng HazMatz para naman no, maipakita may laban talaga sila dito sa Impact.
Yun na nga eh. We've seen HazMatz parang go really down, but ExGOVERNORS, they're really going up right now. At ngayon, may kita natin ating standings para makita natin lalo kung ano nga ba ang mga parang standings or basically sitwasyon ng ating mga teams. Of course, you'll be seeing our 8th spot going towards JY Esports, ang main JY team. Meanwhile, Eke Squad is on the 7th, JY Bukol Esports is on the 6th. HazMatz, they're still on 3 pero they're still on 5 pero kasi isa sila sa mga teams na pinakamaraming match ngayon, but they did lose twice, which is kind of concerning. SGJ on that middle plot with 1 win already. Pretty formidable form. Moment Esports as well, ExGOVERNORS, pero ito yung inaabangan ng lahat, no? Can Alliance Gaming contain that number 1 spot?
Yun nga, no, knowing that they are a team that did come from Masters last season, kailangan nilang bumawi dito and prove that they can still be playing amongst the best of the best. On the other hand, no, I don't notice dito itong SGJ 1-0. This was actually a forfeit match yesterday na hindi na ilaro. So we really haven't seen SGJ pa dito sa group stages natin. As for the JY teams natin, men, yung dalawang yan, maglalaro rin yan mamaya. So that's exciting to see kung sino nga ba talaga yung pwede natin sabihin mas malakas sa kanilang dalawa. Is it Bacolod? Is it Davao? That's a question that will be answered later. Pero balik muna tayo dito sa una nating match of the day. And I think, no, very clear-cut itong una natin. We have a very clear underdog and a very clear favorite, which is ExGOVERNORS dito. Pero ito yung schedule natin, man.
Yeah, looking at the schedule, no, first of all, we'll be, again, looking at HazMatz versus ExGOVERNORS. Second one, ito na. Both JY teams will be battling all out. So this is gonna be interesting, no? Kung sino nga ba talagang pinakamalakas pag pinagtapat mo yung kambal? It's JYE and JYB on the second matchup na mamaya para man magsisimula. And of course, it will be Eke Squad versus Alliance Gaming sa pinakadulo natin, which is gonna be an interesting day, no? You have a team na parang David and Goliath. You have a team na knows each other very well, and you have something na kailangan you have to look forward to. Kasi Eke Squad was a squad last time na did have a lot of promise, pero itong Alliance Gaming, they came from what we would say the better kind of tournament, or at least the higher skill level. But Suave, it is gonna be HazMatz versus ExGOVERNORS, and looking at it, there's been a lot of good players naman mula dito sa HazMatz, especially itong si Josh. Funny enough, your name is also Josh.
Yeah.
And even itong si even tong si Register was also frying a little bit, pero yun nga, they haven't been that surprising, or hindi sila ganun ka-explosive compared dito sa ExGOVERNORS. Jump pa lang sa isang player na yan, it's Hangshu leading the fray as well.
IGL leading in frags and in the calling as well, no. Pero I feel like, pare, there's really no excuse here for HazMatz kasi dumaan naman tayo ng Swiss stage. You had the opportunity to play through 5 matches before we got to our summer season, which means na dapat nakapag-warm up na to, na dapat na buo na nila yung mga chemistry nila dito to be able to create something more. Pero syempre, no, there is always going to be the saving grace, that is, it's only the second week of the group stage, pare. There's plenty of time for them to show what they have, and HazMatz so far haven't been able to show anything. So we'll have to find out later.
You know what? Let's see, no? We do have something on board. So, ipakita mo na yan direct kung ano bang kailangan makita dito ng ating mga viewers, no? It is gonna be the prediction because both of us here in the caster desk is leaning towards ExGOVERNORS. Ikaw ba, Josuabe, why do you think ExGOVERNORS really has something kahit na HazMatz hasn't really given their full form?
Ay, man, parang hindi ko rin ma-defend dito to even devil's advocate dito yung HazMatz, no? Kasi what can you even say? No, we haven't seen much out of them. It's only been 1 week so far. Tapos the only match that they actually played, considering na may forfeit sila against JY Davao, means that they're 0 for 0 everywhere. Sa lahat ng games nila, they haven't won a single set. As na polar opposite dito laban sa ex-governors pa rin na maganda yung itsura nila dito, and they look poised to really contest against Alliance Gaming dito for the top spots sa Impact.
Yeah, I mean, looking at ex-governors, no, I feel like this is just on my point of view din na parang ex-governors should have a little bit of a master spot quality, especially that you have a veteran just like Jessan, you have Hangshu now coming into the IGL role. No, last time nakita natin siya on the entry role pa nga, especially on some of these maps. But of course, let's see kung ano nga bang igagawin nila dito. Of course, HazMatz, yes, they did had a little bit of a rough or somewhat absent kind of start dito sa buong Impact natin, but they're here to play, they're here to fight up against the governors, and hopefully they're really gonna be trying all out pagdating dito sa ating labanan. But right now, let's look at the map dito. Ano nga bang meron dyan?
Yeah, we're gonna go and find out here, of course. Yung ating best of 3 for today will be starting on Black Widow and Ankara, and we will be ending things on Port. Kung umabot man doon, pero ito pare, I feel like these first two maps should be telling the real story dito, kasi nakita naman natin yung ExGov at the very least are very practiced on the first two maps of this series. We'll just have to see if HazMatz can actually pick things up, kasi yun nga, no, we looking at our numbers, albeit na wala naman tayong numbers so far kasi it's only been a couple of weeks. There's not much to judge from, and because of that, if you base on numbers, HazMatz, they're not exactly the favorite dito regardless of Black Widow being their first pick.
Yun na nga, no? These are comfort picks nonetheless, itong Black Widow and Ankara for both of these teams. Nakuha nila yung gusto nila, but I am really concerned for HazMatz here pag umabot na tayo ng Port. Yes, they do have something to give here, pero kasi ex-governors to, nakita natin sila last time. I believe it was also just yesterday, no, that they were frying on this map. So I feel like when we do go towards Port, pag decider natin, kailangan dito mag-step up ng HazMatz. And just also looking at these bans, no, Eagle Eye 2.0 given na yan. Ex-governors do have a little bit of leeway there, especially with the sniper battles. Parang mas angat doon yung ating sniper head-to-head with ex-governors having Jessan. Pero for sub-base, kaya naman dito na ex-governors, especially with the leadership of Hangshu and as well as Jessa, no? They played this a lot from the recent tournaments din. Pero since it's HazMatz, siguro yun na nga lang sabi nila, let's not give them a little bit of like breathing space. Diretsohin na lang natin to sa ating mapa na Ankara. So it's actually a little bit of a nice veto, no? 50-50, tapos dadaloy tayo dito ngayon sa testing point for both of these teams, kung totoo nga bang dominating dito or alam nga ba ng ex-governors yung buong mapa ng Port, or will it be HazMatz having a little bit of a litmus test pagdating dito sa ating last map. But yeah, you know what? I'm excited para dito sa ating first three maps.
Yeah, I mean, talking about, syempre, just the nature of these maps being the most played maps in CFS, pare, kailangan talagang matest dito yung HazMatz, kasi we talked about them having to be tested, having to be just having to learn on the fly, lalo na, no, ex-governor is one of the higher tier teams right now in terms of the standings. Sila yung magpapakita ng gilas dito. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised, or I wouldn't not like it. But if HazMatz actually pulls off an upset here, just showing us that they actually have something to show. Para na kaya nila makipagsabayan dito sa ex-governors. Kasi, oo nga, meron tayong sobrang solid na talent galing sa ex-governors. But man, HazMatz, they're here for a reason, and they better start showing it. Otherwise, we're gonna be kind of fading, pare, papalayo or papababa ng standings natin.
Yeah, alam mo, kailangan talaga nila dito maging nuclear, no, Josuabe, kasi itong kalaban nga nila, just like what you've said, is a no joke kind of team. Yeah. Kasi they're also just leading in terms of total headshot, no, pagdating dito sa entire playstyle ng buong team na to, kasi they're currently number 2. And number 1 doon is gonna be, let me just check no a little bit, is actually Moment ESPORTS. So right now, going into Black Widow, our map number 1, HazMatz, will be starting on the BL side, and of course, GR side naman ditong ExGov.
Hey, Jumel, magandang pwesto dito. Waiting if you can see anyone pushing into ES, and he does catch OB. Gandang opener galing sa HazMatz.
Putting out the TRG, finding someone crossing towards HB. Pero look at this, no? A lot of aggressiveness already from just the early rounds para dito sa ExGov.
Yeah, which is it's funny to see na parang may read it yung HazMatz that ExGov wanted to play this very aggressively, no? Kaya nga naka-double sniper sila dito to start it off. And now, no, dahil nga doon, kitang-kita yung pagkawala ng dalawang players natin. It's not necessarily gonna be easy to close this first round, but they're gonna keep trying. DLR, gandang push, but that's a lot of people.
Yikes. And this is something na palagi naman naging sakit as Hangshu does clear of the Zenitsu. Another
Ooh.
one for Hangshu, but he gets denied by Joss. Meanwhile, Jessan caught lacking mismo sa respawn nila. And this is again, no, this is the problem of X-Covers from even before na parang they are really just as aggressive. So if a team just like HazMatz na parang delayed naman kumbaga, they will really just eat you up dito sa mga early parts of the round natin. Pero SDL already posted up sa high mid.
Ganda ng pwesto. Oh, Josh? He did not even look, pare. Is that a res thing? Would be the question. Biasan?
Oh, these are fast rounds nonetheless. No, nahanap na ngayon dito ng ex-governors yung ating mga timings just to get these early pickoffs. Hindi nila binibigyan ng space at mga TRGs to actually breathe a little bit. SDL!
What?
Wait lang!
Aray
Akala
ko.
ko unaware siya, pero just real actually falls down.
Gandang simula na naman. But this time, the ex-gov side. Kasi gumana dito yung early push nila sa may mid. Took them that space and now they have the man advantage. All they need to do now is just sit and wait. Double sniper din sa kanila. DLR and Jessan waiting on the long angles here. So si Jumel, pati si Zenitsu, TRG, unfortunately, have to entry with these weapons. And it's not gonna be easy to do that. Mas lalo na si Zenitsu na mag-isa lang dito sa may mid. Should be a close deal ngayon para sa ex-governors.
Zenitsu. Kailangan mag-breathing from dito na malalighting pero di mo magagawa yan gamit yung TRG. It's now the first point para dito sa ex-Gov and they're looking pretty good at dahil dyan. Babalik muna tayo dito ngayon. No? Just Wabi, what do you think is gonna be the head-to-head natin? Anong kailangan pa natin dito abangan for these mga players to look at? Ganun.
I mean, if we're being honest, no, parang kailangan natin makakita ng utility at least galing sa ex-governors if they want to continue playing aggressive like that, no. We need to see some flashes, we need to see some smokes na at least no masira yung mga hinahawakang angle dito ni Zenitsu, yung dalawang TRG players galing sa HazMatz, but at least no we saw a small change in the approach dito na instead of going out through the B side, ang push nila was through mid, so that did catch HazMatz off guard. Pero maybe, just maybe at some point, no, ex-governors need to change the tempo a little bit, no? Kasi, yun nga, napansin mo kanina, ang bilis dumaan ng mga rounds natin. And, you know, there's really not much you can do pag nawalan ka ng 3 members na sunod-sunod.
Yeah, I guess ang plano ngayon dito ng ex-governors, since a little bit passive nga dito ang HazMatz, is just to bring the fight towards HazMatz side kahit na sila mismo yung BL side. So,
Yep.
It's gonna be pretty intense dito sa ating mga first couple of rounds or even in the entire first half na magiging bloodbath kumbaga yung buong Black Widow natin. I'm just actually so happy kasi finally we're also seeing a Black Widow. This is why I love Batman. Kasi dun sa Master Summer, di natin nakikita tong Black Widow for the entirety almost no ng buong Masters natin for the first couple of weeks. But here they're not gonna be shy with that, especially for HazMatz. But eto pa yung problema, no? Double TRGs is pretty good, pero siguro in the early rounds lang naman. Parang, is it gonna be a double-edged sword na parang they're just gonna be passive? They're counting on these two snipers, especially kay Zenitsu, no? Na parang makakuha ng opening bago sila mag-execute sa sides.
Yeah, I mean, yun nga, no, nakita naman natin what happens when your rifle players die, what happens when your attackers are gone. And what it seems to me na at least based on that last round, na wala silang backup plan kasi wala na silang choice. Kailangan nila mag-entry. Ako sila ng TRG unless you're really good with the USP at a very long range, pare. Not gonna be expecting anything from there. So kailangan natin makakita ng konting pagbabago. No, I mean at least in their placement, no, na if there's a TRG, may kasama rin naman siyang body na naka HK man lang or EBR para at least no if your first initial shot doesn't work out with the TRG, may backup nga dito na pwedeng mag-trade sa'yo. Regardless of where you are now, whether that's LA, whether you're pushing out through mid, kasi there's a lot of we're gonna see abusable angles na mahirap i-check, especially if you're using a sniper.
Alam mo, ito pa yung siguro mapapansin natin, no? Siguro after the 5th round, baka mainis na lang dito buong HazMatz na, let's just ditch the TRGs for a little bit of these
Tama na, no?
no? Kasi parang kahit naman tayo, maiinis tayo kung palagi lang tayo pinupush. Meanwhile, palagi tayo nasa loob ng base natin as BL size. No? So, siguro there's gonna be a shift in momentum mula dito or shift of strats mula dito sa ating HazMatz at the later parts of the first half. But for now, I feel like they're just gonna be testing a little bit here. They do have some leeways. It's just gonna be round number 3 as we go back into the game. But yeah, this is the problem din. Governors, they know their limits. Minsan nga, even though they know their limits, they're pushing past through it kasi alam naman nila they can always come back from any kind of situation. That's the ex-governor style. They're the mafia boss in the entire Impact, no? So you're always gonna be expecting something else. But of course, why not? Let's talk about it in the game now. Here comes the round number 3 for these two teams.
Jason, active angle dito sa my slide, and we'll be cutting off our alleyway. Kung saan paparating si Jumel, has to be careful hindi si Jason.
Uy, big flash! What a flash! All the way from LA. It's actually Jessan and Obi claiming a triple kill para lang mapatigil dito yung HazMatz. Ito yung sinasabi natin bigla na mag-aggressive yung HazMatz pero handa yung buong ExGo.
Yeah, they had really good set play dito. Na sinasabi natin kanina, kailangan nila ng trading power. They need to play with their numbers. And it seems that they've actually solved that at least during our DR kanina. So ngayon, Zenitsu, CJ, at the very least, hindi na sila naka-TRG or namulot sila ng, ng rifle after the death of their teammates. They have to entry.
Did get those ace cage, but they also got some bullets. Courtesy dito ngayon ng ExGo. Bangshu, signature USP going in for the double. And that's the second round para dito sa ExGo. Mabilisan lang talaga yung rounds natin dito sa Black Widow.
Yeah, parang regardless pare kung sino yung matirang member dito ng ex-governors, no, you will believe in the star power of each of these players. And that's one thing that goes for ex-governors is they can depend on everyone. Pero ang daming smoke dito sa Tero.
Yikes! Kahit maraming smoke yan, just wabe, makakakuha pa din si idol mo, it's Hangshu. And they just go back. They know na they can just easily hold down LA right now with the help of Jessan kasi one down na agad ang HazMatz.
Yep. Now Jomel here with the TRG slowly pushing up through mid. Na nakikita mo yung ex-governors, so they're waiting inside of BS. And if as soon as somebody crosses that threshold, para delikado yung buhay niya. Not to mention, yes, hindi nakatao yung stage. Pero si SDL din, bantay sarado ngayon yung door mid na hindi pwedeng basta-basta lusutan yan. Pero ito, Hanshu, there's gonna be a lot of pressure with this high-low setup.
Oh, the expected! Jumel! Together with Josh, they kill off Obi and Hangshu in an instant. Kita na may advantage agad dito yung HazMatz, and right now they're doing the right thing na they just have to play a little bit slow now na lalo't nakuha nila yung buong S.
Yeah, split push here coming in from them. No, they have BS cover. They have Jessan on the other hand na nag-aantay na may magpakita dito sa may LA natin, but no one's showing up. Looks like they're waiting. No? Once na mag-activate itong long push ng HazMatz, we're gonna see Josh actually push out through here to double down on the pressure.
Ooh, kill coming for Jessan. Zenitsu with the trade. Pero SDL, diretso lang. He claims 2 lives as he was just playing with the stairs. Headshot pa nga for both sides. Pero Zenitsu ngayon unaware na magagaling sa SCDLR, and that's instantly killed off. 3 points for XGV.
Ito lang yung ginawa dito ng HazMatz, no, na once they did get those couple of frags sa may BS, nag-call muna sila ng konting pause around, play with the timings, with the rotations ng ex-governors, but well, hindi siya gumana in the end, and that's all that matters. But a little bit more of that, no, yung a little bit of variety sa itsura ng HazMatz in these rounds could go a long way once na tumagal-tagal tong laro natin sa Black Widow.
Somehow, ex-governors now after just 4 rounds or at least 3, they're playing angles now. Talagang hinaharapan nila yung mga entryways dito ng HazMatz, no? And somehow, it did not work out well dun sa umpisa natin, pero let's see if now the LA push coming in for HazMatz can work out. Jessan is very, very far.
Yeah.
Nandun siya mismo sa may triple boxes on A site. There's a lot of minutes still in the round, pero Zenitsu will lead the fray. Here comes the big smoke, stopping Jessan from peeking out. Pero may angle pa to. The first shot doesn't connect, but Zenitsu makakahanap agad ng pantakal dito sa ulo ni Jessan. Pero Hangshu all the way from S, makakakuha pa rin naman ng isa. Now it's an even playing field. They plant the bomb.
And then ito, no, they did have Jessan there, hindi siya nakakonvert, but now the reaction from ex-governors actually back off and make up for it with space elsewhere. And look at this, the amount of pressure coming in from S galing sa ex-governors will not be expected. Gonna set up.
Big flash! SDL will come in, pero HazMatz winning the fight right now. Despite the low HPs, Hangshu and OB, a duo that you can count on. XGV, more like ABC, kasing ganun lang kabilis bilangin yung 1, 2, 3 na namatay dito sa
Yeah. We called out kanina yung pangangailangan ng utilities from these two teams. The next governor is actually doing that. No, we're seeing some good, well-placed smoke, some flashes that are set up to get them better control of certain angles. Jason, oh my God!
The veteran really does know what he's doing right now.
He does.
I
How
mean,
do
that
you
was
react
crazy.
to that?
I think you do. Josh.
Move
Feeling
on.
ko
Ayoko
you
na dyan sa
don't.
TRG niya, men.
Ayoko na rin ng HazMatz. Marami na ako na nakitang tao na matay dyan sa pag-push lang ng bahay na ano. But we do go down into a slow-paced game now. It's a 4v4, 2 snipers out of the game, or at least a sniper para dito sa HazMatz. Pero they still have that insurance play dito kay Jumel, and he might just find OB.
Yep. Maybe an over-rotation from ex-governors would become the problem here. Pero mukhang nagtitiwala lang naman sila dito sa call nilang ng dalawa na nating players sa loob ng A. Just hiding behind train, and Hanshu will be waiting on some pressure from S. Already utility, ito na nga.
Doon, Angshu only get 1 mil. HazMatz, diretso lang sa side. Just rail now, good for 2. Make it 3 possibly. Pero CJ nandyan. It's a 1v1. Pero tignan mo naman yung buhay dito ni CJ. Nakakatakot to para sa kanya. Pero expects it, and he hits the headshot from 2 taps all the way from the side. And that's the second round para dito sa HazMatz. Not bad, despite na umabot pa tayo ng 1v1.
Yeah, definitely not bad. But they need to try and make these rounds a little bit cleaner, no? There are some unnecessary risks na nakita natin galing sa HazMatz dito. But Zenitsu, pinakita kanina, may president kanina sa ex-governors na mahilig sila mag-push sa may store B. So he's already waiting, no? Nakatoka sila dito. Pero si CJ already waiting. Jezreel already in, pero naghahanap ng kahit anong information. Ex-governors, again, going back to their default na sobrang patient. This high-low setup sa may BS, and then you have Jesan waiting on LA. Until we see a consistent look from HazMatz na kaya nilang sirain yung default na to, most likely uulit-ulitin na ito ng ex-governors na kasi at least in the early round, it seems to me that they have everything under control. But that's a lot of presence pupunta ng B kung saan mag-iisa lang dito si DLR. That's a lot of pressure coming his way. He's just gonna wait for the smoke here to dissipate before his life becomes a living hell, pare.
I like this though, no? Kahit na ang daming tao dito sa may B, gumagawa pa rin sila ng presensya dito sa may LA, pero walang kumakagat. Tignan mo naman kasi ExGO, they really don't need to commit here.
Yeah.
Kasi they're both on short, isa sa baba ng RS, while ito ni big push onto House B, that first kill gets killed, or gets confirmed, DLR down. Pero tinong mga HazMatz ngayon, naghahanap sila ng rotators, and Jumel finds the leg of Jesan. Napilayan pa nga, kailangan niya ngayon ng wheelchair, pero Josh will find SDL. Man advantage para dito sa HazMatz with 1 minute remaining. They hold down B. But the two players, tingnan mo naman, iikot ngayon dito si Hangshu. He thinks it's A. Especially that he's just paralleling etong si Zenitsu at nakita niya pa nga. Pero he hits the shot still. It's a 2v2 now. That's the C4. And somehow, from a 3v2 situation, na-convert pa nga ng XGV na sila yung may advantage. Jumel plants the bomb. 30 seconds. Pero XGB, they still have so much utility sa kamay ni OB. Kailangan dito gumawa ng big play ni Jumel to finally get this separation.
He's not even looking the right way.
Lalapit na nga dito, and they're looking at the right where you're absolutely right. 20 seconds, they defuse the bomb.
Medyo lumalayo na ulit ang ex-governors dito, and it looks like they seem to be normalizing at the very least. Now, this default that they have set up is really good. Kasi it's as you can see, no, it's very flexible. You can have Jason a little bit more active sa my slide. He could be playing more towards boost or pillar to be more passive naman laban sa HazMatz, which is a good mitigating measure, no? Kasi pag pumutok dito sa may terre yung 3 or 4 na players ng HazMatz, kailangan talaga ng mabilis na cover ni Jason. So now, small change. Hanshu finds Josh early, and that's 1 down already for HazMatz. It seems like they need to figure out a plan.
What a deadly setup though, no, Josh? Nandito si Ubi, nandito si Hangshu, top fraggers nonetheless. Ang makukuha pa nila yung 3. Make these kills with style, sabi ni Hangshu as he kills off Jumel. Delikado to kahit nasa safe zone si Zenitsu. I feel like he's in dangerous situations as he falls down again. Just real na ko po, nakahanap nga siya ng isang Jesan, pero may apps pa siyang kailangan hanapin. Make it 3 now as he finds OB.
I don't think he expects Hanshu, does he? Layo ng C4, man. It's a minute and a half left, yes. Pero he doesn't even get the opportunity na i-isolate yung mga gunfight dito, no? So medyo kumakalat na nga dito yung HazMatz. We need to see some more, maybe a little bit more body system. Yung spacing nila dito ng HazMatz medyo makalat, no? Sometimes it's just right, but it's not as consistent as you want it to be, no? So hindi sila nakakapag-trade as consistently as you want it. Especially when you're playing on the BL side dito. Kasi pag nawala yung isa, men, walang bawi at nagkakaroon ng advantage yung ex-governors na nakita naman natin, if they can get that first 1 or 2 frags, back off na sila. Tiwara na lang sila sa game plan nila. No? They just wait. But the arms wide open. Pero si Jomel gonna take a chance.
Oh,
Opener
that
on
chance gave
Jessan.
him a kill.
Yeah.
Sure. They have a lot of map control, Josuabe, pero they're not committing right now. Even the C4 is not in their hands, so I feel like they still want to get some picks here.
Yeah. Hinaharap nga nila kung may tao sa my stage. I actually haven't seen Hanshu dito sa stage at all. He's fully committed dito kasi aantayin niya may tumuwid sa my doors. And like you said, no, parang kulang ng commitment itong HazMatz kasi they had rather, no, after that first fight, control sa may tier, may control sila sa may water sana. And you can see that ex-governors are fully committed to holding on to this B side, pero they have a really good read here. Si Obi mag-isa sa may LA, sa may terror rather, sobrang baba ng HP, man. Mag-isa lang siya dito at panigurado to walang kahirap-hirap makakapasok yung HazMatz sa loob ng A site natin, ah.
Oh, I would be surprised kung mahirapan pa sila dito, Josuabe. They do have 1 minute, pero they're checking every angles now. They're scared a lot. Pero 40 seconds on the clock. Look at this big retake. Hanap na nga ni CJ dito yung players, pero only gets one. Hindi niya in-expect na nandito agad si DLR sa may tabi niya. Which means, we go back into a 3v3. Zenitsu, he's very much curious kung nasan nga ba ang buong ExGov. Meron sa LA, he finds the window player.
Oh, SDL.
Pero SDL shows himself. DLR as well. Somehow, XGV now finds them in a 1v1 with 10 seconds to play.
Yeah,
Josh, waiting in S. Looking at the site now as he hears the defuse. Pero no more time, SDL gives it away. And XGV gives the round towards the HazMatz.
There we go. First half, interesting to me. No? We're actually seeing the kind of adjustments galing sa HazMatz na kinakailangan. Ex-governors, solid yung default, but it came down to a lot of these gunfights na medyo risky, if we're being honest, no? Jomel, that push through smoke na nakita natin na, again, naka-TRG tong si Jomel, hindi yan, it's definitely not a guaranteed kill pag na-push ka sa may smoke with a TRG. And then yung mga mid-round reactions galing sa ex-governors being their saving grace more often than not. So, this is surprisingly, no, a lot more competitive than maybe we would have expected dito. But again, no, it's early days dito sa group stage natin. Neither of these teams have really shown as much strengths or weaknesses so far sa dalawa nating linggo ng impact.
I mean, tama ka naman dyan, no? It's still early in these weeks, no? So siguro may makita pa tayong mga elevation sa ating mga teams. But HazMatz, man, I'm scared for them kasi nakikita mo nun parang they have set plays. Yes, nakita natin, may LA push sila, may short push sila ng multiple times. They do have this kind of like 3-2 system on the BL side na pupush sila ng tatlo dito sa my house B. Meanwhile, 2 players go towards LA for a possibility of a distraction or at least long-range kills habang nagro-rotate papunta dito sa B2 or yung ating players for ExGov. Pero, di lang naman yun yung kailangan ng tapalan dito sa ating BL side eh. They're getting out-aimed, just suave. Talagang, even in gunfights, nakita natin dito sa short, it was a 2v2. And just like what you've said, spacing really matters. Pero they still lost. Kahit na minsan they had a little bit of good sign na maganda spacing for trades. Pero wala. The aim wala kay Hangshu, wala dito kay Obi is just too good to a point na yes, you're already overwhelming ExGov dito sa ating GR side. Pero shots are not hitting. Meanwhile dito sa ExGov, parang nagta-target practice lang dito ngayon sa Black Widow.
Yeah, man. Nakikita naman natin when everything hits the fan, when things get messy, ex-governors are able to survive in the midst of the chaos, pare, just because of that shooting prowess. CJ, an early push out through Storby, pare. Kinall out natin ng Storby push, ha. Lagi ka talaga mamamatay dyan. At now, he does get information na may dalawang tao doon, pero ano ngayon yung magiging bawi ng HazMatz to react to that, no?
I mean, they also have the same kind of strat here, no? 2 players dito sa may pag-entry mo ng S, kapag nakapag-forward ka na, you have two players here, formidable players actually, Zenitsu and Josh, with Zenitsu now wielding the HK. Pero this is what ExGov does even before back nung even nung kadiliman days pa neto ni Hangsho pati ni Jessa no na parang they go back and forth. And this is the greatness of the BL side ng ExGov na you don't really know what's gonna happen until the last 30 seconds of the round. And I like what's happening for HazMatz though na di sila totally nagre-react. They're really trying to just dominate ang isang site with one player being an investment dito sa B.
But unfortunately, no, it seems that they don't really have the read, no? Kasi ang siguro mukha naman siyang B-fake kasi sobrang tagal nung silence galing sa ex-governors and they've moved a lot of people off the B side pero ito na nga all in.
Yeah, you don't miss those and the double blah napatay si Jumel and what an entry coming in from Hangshu. You see Josh getting a kill pero Josh also does just fall down. Hirap na hirap dito yung buong HazMatz at ngayon, hinaharapan na lang si Jezreel. Sinong pwedeng pumasok dyan? Wala. With 30 seconds left, HazMatz cannot get out of this 3-point situation. Mag-aantay na lang si Jezreel at wala tayong magagawa dyan. ExGov now claiming their 7th round.
Well, it looks like they're really closing up ang Black Widow na to. No? Nasabi natin kanina dito na medyo worried ako para sa HazMatz knowing that Black Widow is one of the most played maps in CFPH and that's most of the reason why hindi ito nagiging priority pick. In fact, it's usually a priority ban sa may masters natin.
Of course.
Now that it's actually been opened up against ExGOVERNORS again, yung sinasabi natin one of the more experienced squads dito in Impact. HazMatz are getting a real taste of the competition pare kasi wala talaga silang choice. Kailangan nila makipagsabayan sa top dogs ng Impact if they want a good chance of even making it into playoffs here. With only 3 rounds to go, man, I just feel like HazMatz don't have enough time to make the adjustments kasi nakita naman natin kung gaano katagal sila mag-react, kung gaano katagal maghanap ng adaptation para mahuli yung ex-governor sa mga mistake nila dito sa Black Widow.
Yeah, I feel like kailangan talaga dito mag-step up nung mga may experience nating players, especially etong si Jezreel and etong si CJ, no, to actually give HazMatz a little bit of a boost. Kasi right now, everyone, talagang nakikita mo, all of them are stagnant. They're just getting picked one by one. And if someone dies mula dito sa HazMatz, ex-governors don't really have to commit immediately. Pero ngayon, since wala silang makuha information, they wanna get house pick control. Hangshu and DLR activated. Meanwhile, si Zenitsu will claim 1. Pero look at this trade. Mismong sila na mismo pumupunta dito sa harap ng mukha ng ex-gov. Jessan also finds Jezreel. Mag-isa na naman ditong HazMatz pero si CJ naman ngayon ang gagawa ng milagro pero 26 HP versus 2 players full. Obi with 1. I'd be surprised kung si Obi pa yung makakuha dito pero what a find coming from CJ. He can still divide the fight. Wallbangs will not connect there. CJ moving in. Jessan looking back and he gets the headshot. Dun sa mismong batok dito ni CJ, it's an 8 points now, 5-point lead para sa XGB.
Oh man, you can really see this landslide starting para sa ex-governors. Ang HazMatz, they're getting desperate para. This is a desperate look. Yung 3-man push out through LA, naghahanap sila ng early picks galing sa ex-governors. But this BL side ng ex-gov is a lot more patient than people would have expected. At least basing on yung itsura nila kanina sa mga GR natin. So, same thing na naman, no? Singular person sa loob ng B and then eventually you'll get one person. Pero yung investigation na ginawa ng HazMatz dito sa LA has given or freed up itong opportunity for them to actually try to get some map control. I mean, they have stage control but there's nobody here. And you also have doon si Jessa na naka-TRG dito sa may alley na antayin kung may mag-push na. So when something happens, they have to go in for the action.
Yeah, and they explode. I like this coming in from Jessan though, no? He always does this. Hayaan niya na lang yung 4 niyang attackers dito on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, he'll just hold down an angle, but Josh wins that fight. Now Zenitsu with 1. Pero DLR, pumupuntiryan na naman dito sa may high mid. And
No
as
way.
he goes in, somehow he knows. Pero buti na lang may makapaldong wall na hindi naman masyadong matatamaan dito.
Anshu?
Si CJ. Hakshu though. One-man army falls down. That's the C4 and that's a beautiful round though for HazMatz. And given yun kasi nakuha nila yung map control early in the rounds.
Yeah, that's something that they need to start doing a little bit more. Na napansin nga natin dito na medyo unwilling yung HazMatz when CJ did this store B push and he got a little bit too active, para doon siya na-punish. So HazMatz had to reel it in. Become more passive. And he was not passive enough, pare. He pushed through store B again. Ano nangyari, pare? Pagkatingin niya ng BR, 3 tao kaharap niya at ngayon kailangan mag-adapt ng HazMatz, repositioning galing kay Jumel at Gestril para mag-punish ng kung sino mong papasok.
No!
Oh, God.
No freaking way! Nakita mo pa yung Diyos? After killing someone dito sa House B, pinagwa-one tap lang ni Hakshu dito yung nasa loob. And all of them were hiding. Paano nangyari yun?
I don't know, man. Is that the mental boom? Yun na yata yun, man. Kasi nag-give up na yata yung HazMatz dito sa Black Widow and DLR. Look at this! Hindi man na tumingin sa season ito sa may door. Man, it's a mess right now and it looks like ang ex-governors gusto na lang tapusin yung Black Widow dito sa round na to kasi Jezreel and company coming in from the backside ngayon ng ex-governors.
Hindi lang magiging bankrupt na dito yung kumpanya ng HazMatz, man. Tignan mo naman. Di man lang sila makapasok dito ng House B. Everyone is cornered! And it's all up to CJ. Up! 44 na lang HP niya dito. With 17 seconds left sa bomba. Feeling ko, titignan niyo na lang yung sumabog, magka-mushroom dito sa loob ng B.
Yeah. There you go. A clean-up galing kay SBL, pare, in the first set win para sa ex-governors. 10-4 no, medyo dominating dito. And you know, yung second half natin parang hindi man lang nakapag-warm up itong HazMatz laban sa ex-governors. I mean, whatever they tried getting active, they tried playing passive. But the thing was, parang inflexible yung itsura nila dito on their default kasi they had two looks, wala tayong variety na nakita. We had medyo same yung default nila from ex-governors, but that mid-round or yung decision making for what happens when someone dies on LA, when someone dies on Store B. How do you react to that? And I feel like they're learning here in real time laban sa ex-governors na hindi pwedeng iisa lang yung itsura nila sa kada round.
Yeah, parang midterm exam nga itong ex-governors, tapos parang hindi nag-review itong buong HazMatz, no? Kasi parang di nila alam yung isasagot sa mga tanong na binabato ng ex-gov, and those questions are in bullet form. Talagang every time na may binabatong question dito, hindi magawa ng paraan ng buong HazMatz. It's just pretty insane and you're absolutely right. Same kind of playstyle dito sa GR, pero the difference is may iba pang twist ditong ex-gov. They can play passive and aggressive, not just between rounds or per round, pero in between those rounds, or especially kunwari may isang round tayo dito, especially parang I believe it was round number 11. Parang nakita natin dito na nagbagal yung players natin mula sa ex-gov, then they immediately went aggressive, then passive again. And meanwhile, itong HazMatz, they don't know what to do. They really didn't, parang hindi nila ma-read yung gagawin din ng ex-gov, and that's just the beauty of ex-gov. They do have a lot of set plays. So kung ikaw yung HazMatz dito na you really don't have a lot and you're just banking on minuscule parang strats na unti-unti lang, parang a handful only, you can't really do something here. Ang pinaka nakita lang natin doon na sobrang ganda, it was that LA push na 4 yung nandun, and they just dominated that. Good place, pero not enough. Really not enough mula sa HazMatz.
Kaya yun nga, kitang-kita yung pagkakulang dito ng HazMatz sa ating unang mapa. We do have a second one, pare, but I'm a little afraid dito by Polar, for being honest, no? Kasi pag sinabi nating Black Widow, pag sinabi nating Ankara, ibig sabihin praktisadong lahat ng teams yung dalawang mapa na to. And if this is what they look like on Black Widow, what would they look like on Ankara? Yeah. Mas lalo't-laro na ito rin yung piniling map ng ex-governors.
Yeah, and the ex-governors love this, man. Every time na nakita natin to, they're almost somewhat like a Cebuano squad. Pag nakita natin dito yung ex-governors, kasi they have set plays on A, they have something to show kapag gusto na mag-high mid or TB towards B. But looking at the highlights, looking at the replays, just Suave, what more can we say? This is just ex-gov domination.
Yeah, I mean, nakita mo naman, we talked about that control on S. Sometimes hanggang BS lang sila. Sometimes they push all the way until ES. Yung sobrang liit lang na difference na hindi talaga nagbabago on a macro scale. But those small changes that they do between rounds, like this one, no? Na, may dalawa silang players sa may S na area natin. But sometimes, they push forward. Sometimes they play a little bit more backward, and that's what's throwing off HazMatz. Kasi akala nila, nabasa nila kung ano yung itsura ngayon ng ex-governors on the VR side, tapos biglang may bago na naman silang itsura, may bago na namang adaptation galing sa kanila. And it's this constant cycle of trying to learn and relearn and react kung ano yung ginagawa na depensa dito ng ex-governors. And if we're being honest, there's not much to say about yung DL side ng ex-gov kasi denominate talaga nila yung HazMatz dito.
Oh man, you're dominate. Feeling ko nga, we should find another adjective no to describe what happened here. But looking at it, a total of 14 rounds lang ang ginarder natin for these two teams. Good plays coming all around for ExGOVERNORS. Pero look at that streak. In the first half, nakakita tayo ng 4-win streak dito in terms of rounds. But wow, Hank Schumann. Kung nakita nyo dito yung ating highlights na singular push on B nung nasa BL side sila, that was insane. It's a 3.50 KD.
It's the funniest thing na when you notice Hanshu is becoming yung closer na mga rounds dito. If you have Hanshu as one of the last two players alive, nakakala mo papanalo na yun ang HazMatz. Hindi, pare, kasi Hanshu's the shooter, man. He is an attacker through and through. Nakita natin before, and even now playing as the IGL ng ex-governors, pare, parang wala naman nagbago, ganun pa rin yung pagbabaril niya.
Totoo. I mean, there's a lot of improvements, especially for a set MVP Hangshu. Last time na nakita natin siya on Impact, he was really much, parang finifill in niya pa yung role ng pagiging IGL. Pero ngayon, dinadagdag niya na yung pagiging attacker entry mode niya no, na in towards that IGL role na okay lang. Sige, dediretso ako dito, pero I can still hit the shot. Looking out those highlights ulit, no, Hangshu, you are insane, man. And I love to see this, guys. And again, sinabi ko na to dati, parang nakita ko si Hangshu dati, even from Kadaliman days, na parang this guy is gonna be one hell of a player in the coming of years or even in the coming of seasons kasi iba si Hangshu. But of course, magsisimula tayo sa Ankara after a little bit of a break. Magbabalik po ang CFPH Impact 2026. What's up, Impact Peeps? It's time for CFPH Impact 2026 ulit. Shoutout na lang sa'yo, Pits TV, no? Yun kasi naisip ko. But it is gonna be still ExGOVERNORS versus HazMatz 1-0 na. And before we head on, I would like to say a big shoutout sa ating ExGOVERNORS owner or sa ating clan master mula sa ExGov na si Yuji. And big shoutout sa iyo, brother. I feel like you're gonna be happy sa performance ngayon ng ExGov, especially sa domination na ginawa nila dito sa ating map number 1. Pero just suave, grabe, hindi nila pinahinga dito yung buong players ng HazMatz. So talagang there was no room to breathe para dito sa Black Widow. But we are going to Ankara, which is a different kind of map, but somewhat similar na 50-50 din. So what are your thoughts? Ano nga bang pwede natin ma-expect dito sa dalawang teams?
I mean, I'm gonna be expecting maybe a little bit more variability dito galing sa sorry, not expecting. I'm hoping for a little bit more variability galing sa HazMatz. Sinabi natin kanina no, at the end of Black Widow was that they were lacking that adaptability. Naglalak sila sa siguro sa depth ng strat book nila, no? Kasi medyo paulit-ulit yung itsura nila dito. Granted ang Ankara, no, there's multiple ways to open it up, diba? Ang dami nating daanan. May CA tayo, may TB. You can push through BR, through second mid. I mean, there's endless possibilities here para sa HazMatz na ma-isolate yung mga gunfight na kailangan nila. Kasi nakita naman natin, no, the body system that ExGOVERNORS brought back on Black Widow was so effective. You leave Jason on an island tapos nakaduo yung tigdadalawang players na natitira galing sa ExGOVERNORS. HazMatz might be able to make up for that, granted just granting yung fact na ang daming paths into the two sides natin. We have Vince, we have EA, diba? Ang daming path, ang daming... In fact, you can make it to RS without even having found anybody if they're not careful enough.
Yun ang you're absolutely correct on all of those points na Suave. And one thing to also point out, lalo na XGV is starting on the GR side na they've been so aggressive now. Hindi pa tinikita natin na last 30 second hold, last 30 second push mula sa XGV. So hindi pa tayo full raw talent na binibigyan ng XGV towards HazMatz, which is gonna be scary kapag ginawa na yun ng XGV. Kasi kung kanina, question mark na nakikita ng buong HazMatz ngayon, baka maging super question mark na yun because look at this, CA control already played by XGV.
Kahit saan ka pumunta, man, may Jason ka dito, tapos may naka-ready na 2 players sa loob ng CA. Ano magagawa mo kung wala kang mid control? CJ, gotta be careful when he crosses this corner. SDL?
Oh, I feel like SDL would be needed to be careful there. Pero tingnan mo naman, that big trades to, ito yung hinahanap natin, ito yung hinahanap mo kanina, Diyos Suave, na parang nasan nga ba yung body-body system ng HazMatz? Well, XGV, sila may ganun.
Yeah. And yun nga, yun yung pagkukulang dito ng HazMatz na paulit-ulit nating minimension kanina. But Jumel does catch OB, which is a good thing. Walang bawing ngayon yung ex-governors. And Justin is taking a risk here kasi yung box is open. How does he hit that? Oh.
Yikes! There's a big trade daw mula kay Jumel. Meanwhile, Hangshu, hinabol niya pa mismo yung pumatay sa kakampi niya. So now, we're down to a 2v2 again. A lot of these like fights, palagi tayong naging equalizer, pero somehow, parang nasa parte pa rin tayo ng mapa kung saan XGV is in control. They're going for a big retake. They're taking high mid. They're taking all of this mid position para makakuha ng A control, B control kapag dito na sila nagplanta. But, HazMatz, nakapili na ng site, it is gonna be A. Pero the proactiveness, this is the problem for HazMatz. Tignan mo naman, Jessan is already here. He already has Hangshu beside him. Pero oh no. These two players are on top A. At pag nagpakita dito si Jessan, lilikuran lang ni Hangshu yan. Zenitsu, you need to hit the shot on this guy right here. Nahanap niya na nga, easy, quick scope. But Hangshu is a force to be reckoned with. Dead diretso lang siya sa side. Disrespetuhin dito yung smoke. Spraying on by, tapping heads. Pero wala siya makakonektahan doon. It's just an easy spray down wala kay Yisrael. And HazMatz, looking pretty good sa Ankara.
Yeah, good micro play. Galing sa dalawa nating players, no? Zenitsu. And I think it was CJ on top A na just played with the patience that was necessary, pare. Alam nilang meron silang man advantage. All they needed to do was wait for Hanshu to just show his face. Pero ngayon, no? After that, if you remember back on Black Widow, yung first round din natin doon was a HazMatz win, and yung ex-governors parang nakahanap sila ng momentum pagkatapos no, at ginawa nilang tuloy-tuloy hanggang sa panalo. There's a very heavy presence dito sa may loob ng vents galing sa ex-governors. If anyone pushes, whether that's EA or through vents, if they will be covered. Pero yung HazMatz, they found an opening, no? TB na hindi pa na-explore ng ex-governors during this round will be that opening for them, and SDL will be very hard pressed na hawakan to kasi kailangan niyang hawakan yung sabon dito kasi kung hindi siya nag-iingat, if Jessville catches him, wala na silang opportunity for that flank from Hotel once na mag-entry sila dito. Pero ang tagal ng pagtitimpla ng HazMatz dito ng map control, ha, like ex-governors are fully committed. It's just that they're not feeling any pressure points sa kahit anong lagusan. They're not seeing utility from RS. Not enough noise is being made for ex-governors to really react, which is, it's perfectly fine para sa setup ng ex-governors ngayon. Kasi, pwede lang gamitin for gulat factor. Pero may dalawa tayong kill. Tamang trade lang sa dalawa nating teams. But that might be enough information for HazMatz to make their way into the B site.
Yeah, they had penetration already. DLR, I can make some damage here. That's the C4.
No.
DLR, oh no.
What?
That's a triple kill for him. Diyos ko po, binigyan dito ng DLR ng hat-trick ang buong HazMatz at sabi niya, ako lang yun. It's one player left at nagmukhang GR side pa to for CJ. Kasi mismong galing pa siya sa respawn ng buong XGV. They know somehow, Jessan knows. And XGV almost a flawless round. And just like what you've said, nakuha nyo nga yung first round, pero the second round is for XGV.
I'm really worried about this. No, sinabi natin kanina yung dami ng openings dito. I feel like HazMatz has become a little bit more indecisive sa naging itsura nila doon. But now, EJ, maybe more decisive this time. Gusto niya makipaglaban kaagad sa may akyatan. And with SDL dead, na naging problema nila kanina just because he was able to get that information, maybe HazMatz can find a way na makapasok ng site ng maayos dito.
Mm-hmm. But this is, again, I feel like this is good enough spacing, pero up against XGV, hindi eh. Look at these players. They're not scared to fight.
They don't care.
This is a peculiar hold mula sa XGV. Pero yeah, I feel like yun yung tamang description of they don't care. They don't care about these executions. Dahil dyan, sila na lang mag-execute. Can they find players here? Josh reclaims to what a bait and switch.
Bait and switch is right, man. Even CJ dito, pare, may plan C pa sila nung nawala yung dalawa nilang player. Now it's Jessan alone. TRG in a 1v5 should be a secured round. Unless may throw, but it's not gonna happen. Josh takes it, and HazMatz will rewrite history, pare. Hindi na sila dadaganan ng ex-governors ng 4 na round sunod-sunod dito sa simula natin.
Mm-hmm. At still in question pa dito yung buong form ng HazMatz. Yes, they're getting some of these runs, pero it's too early to take. Or it's early to tell. Meanwhile, DLR yun na nga. Ay, ExGov! SDL! How did you hit that all the way from HM? Nang naka-HK lang. Diyos ko po. Feeling ko underwhelming pa yung word na binabastos dito yung HazMatz kasi talagang pinabarag sila ng mga multiple bullets ng ExGov. The Mafia is here and they are here to claim Ankara.
Yeah, looks like they really want to go in for it. So HazMatz, they have their work cut out for them pare kasi oo nga, medyo nagtatapat yung dalawa natin kupunan ngayon pero if ExGOVERNORS can get activated again, now once they start getting the read here on how HazMatz is playing in this map, then things might start to go sideways. So they need to keep up the distance. Jumel, waiting for it. Just be careful. Di niya alam kung saan magagaling dalawang ExGov. Jumel catches Jessan and that's one down. A little bit of control for mid pero di ko alam kung expect nila si DLR dito.
Yeah. I feel like Jumel is curious enough. He claims an easy double, overstepping now for ExGov, which means kailangan dito makakuha ni Obi ng multiple kills but only good for one. Just drill now. Diretso Hangshu spotted. Is there a flash for him? Pero dito lang siya sa likod ng box. Sprays on down. 1 kill only for him. At ngayon, it is gonna be a disadvantage. SDL isang backstab mula kay Jumel ang magbibigay dito ng next round for HCM or HazMatz. Rounds na sila ngayon.
Para mo kung nag-workout dito yung nagiging playstyle ng HazMatz na it's not spacing. It's not the lack of spacing but it's just that the doubt na pwede nang ibigay sa ExGOVERNORS kasi ang daming lagusan papasok ng mga site dito on Ankara na pwedeng gamitin ng HazMatz. But CJ is already here sa may BR, makes his way into hotel, tamang check-in lang, wala pa sila nakikitang tao, and DLR is in a very one and done angle here, as well as his other two teammates na inaantay yung B-side ng map na pumotok. And HazMatz, after all that noise, they're gonna back off. Paglalaroan muna nila yung mga utak ng ExGOVERNORS dito, tamang gaslight lang. Kasi nakita mo yung rotation dito. You have only Hanshu out in mid and 3 players ng ExGOVERNORS fully committed to holding this B side, which leaves only OB na kailangan na namang hawakan mag-isa yung A side natin. But they need to start moving and they need to start moving now.
No, ito na. And they execute 3 players on vents, CJ with the flash. And I like this, no? Talagang clear yung operation muna sa HazMatz, checking if there's easy plays, pero OB, mag-isa lang dito sa A. Weak side, parang ngayon sa ExGov, jump on the box. Pero OB, dodges all of the angles ngayon. Flash is there, just too good. Jumel again holds down mid. Pero Jessan will also try to get something here. Pero Hangshu nagparamdam na dito sa A. Meanwhile, Jessan, di pa nakaplanta yung bomba. He might just have a little bit of opportunities. Yun na nga! Josh falls down at nagpalit pa ng baril habang nasa gitna ng gera. SDL is trying to be a spearhead dito pero di pa rin nakaplanta, which means they have to commit. Flash will be used 38 seconds pero isang bombardment ang mga galing dito na XGV, low in players pero Jumel only good for one. Zenitsu now trying to go for a clutch pero Hangshu with 8 HP. Let's lose with the USP.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Bipolar? Sobrang babo ng HP ng tatlong player na yon. Iisang lagusan lang yung pinanggalingan nilang lahat. It should have been an easy spray down para sa HazMatz, but they couldn't stop it. And who else? Who else but Hanshu to clean that round up? What the hell is going on Ankara, pare? It's gotten much more exciting, and I love to see it.
Oh, yoyoy. Alam mo naman yan, guaranteed kill yung USP na yan, Josh. Every time na makita natin yan. Pero Jessan is also a guaranteed killer with good for one. Josh with the trade. But this is the problem. Now, HazMatz, they do not commit. They only want kills. Pero map control, nasa kamay pa rin ng ExGov.
Sobrang clear dito ng LA. Untouched, in fact, by HazMatz. So the rest of ExGOVERNORS, the lack of information sa may kabilang dulo ng mapa means that they just need to commit to their positions. Hanshu catching Josh here and is looking for more. Oh, CJ.
split. That's the defense. Finds the timing there. Pero di nila ma-expect na hindi lang isa yung kailangan mong i-clear. Palaging tatlo, palaging dalawa. Jestrel flashed up. Shots on by only good to kill off Hangshu. Pero DLR, he is a menace now. 8 kills and 6 headshots.
Solar again and again dito sa spacing ng ExGOVERNORS na sinasabi natin, men. Sobrang solid ng body system. Nagtitiwala talaga sila sa formation ng buong team dito ng ExGOVERNORS. Even if one is there, lagi may kapalit naman. Kumbaga, kung sa Full Metal Alchemist, lahat ng ilalabas mo kailangan may kapalit. Jetril?
Hey, that's a good find.
Oh no.
Better fight for DLR, yun lang. CJ with the trade. HazMatz now feeling the rhythm dito sa ating round number 8. But somehow, I feel like if Jason finds CJ here, which he doesn't, might be the better side. Pero tingnan mo CJ, galit na ngayon. Gonna be smoking up towards LB. CJ, di siya nagpapadama. Para siyang rat, para siyang daga. Diretso dito sa my bar. And he finds a Jessan lacking on B. They can go towards this site now. Pero tingnan mo naman Hangshu. Still fast on his feet. Might catch these players coming in towards B. Pero OB needs to also connect. Can the double DRG set, double HD setup right now be the answering power para di makapuntos ulit ang HZM. XGB will fall only once. Hangshu, mag-isa.
Surely
1v3 na lang. Oh, surely not, right?
Surely not, right?
No way, Hangshu. Oh, nag-TRG po! Hangshu,
This guy's in it for the clips, ba?
Oh, highlight reel na naman. Natuto siya kay kay Boss Jason. Kita niya. Tama yun. And he finds one. Pero puro TRG yan. He just goes for the USP here. Pero sa Kuya Will siya mamamatay. Josh finds him. Denied ang highlight reel ni Hangshu.
Medyo may konting misplay doon si Hangshu. Akala niya yata HK yung
may
nandun
HK pa,
sa may
no?
HM, no? Pumulot pa siya sa malayo ng TRG. Naubos na yung oras niya. Pero ngayon, HazMatz, they want to capitalize on that. SDL is already down and CJ is continuing to give pressure dito sa may BR natin. And look, just the absence again ng map control galing sa HazMatz might be telegraphing kung ano yung magiging final call nila for this round. So ExGOVERNORS are playing very passive. Aantayin nila na may magpakita galing sa kanila. And it's worked more often than not. No? Yung body system nila, yung spacing nila is always there to save the day when things get messy. But HazMatz, they're just waiting. They're daring ExGOVERNORS to explore elsewhere on the map, to let go of the angles na kailangan nilang hawakan. And it's working, pare. Just after 20-30 seconds, B-site has been completely vacated. And ngayon si DLR, si Jessan, pushing out through mid si Zenitsu sa may arko. That's one. At dahan-dahang nauubos yung tauhan ng ExGOVERNORS dito. Di ko alam kung paano nila babawiin to unless we see some highlight plays from Hanshu or DLR.
Oh! Denied! Hangshu falls. Dalawa na lang natitira for ExGOVERNORS. Pero alam mo yan, these HKs can be very, very deadly. But in the hands of Zenitsu, he might just 5-3. Never mind.
What?
OB with a wallbang headshot on towards Arco. At ngayon, hunting season! CJ! Another wallbang headshot mula kay OB! I think hindi na dapat letter B yung pangalan nito. I feel like he is OP kasi overpowered ngayon si OB. Pero never mind. He gets killed mula dito kay Josh and that's the first half. Pero HazMatz now, they have the first lead.
Gising na ngayon yung HazMatz, man. After being dominated on their own map pick, alam nila kailangan nilang bumawi at dalhin to support para manalo sa series natin. But pare, meron silang lead but this is by a very small sliver. A singular round difference sa dalawa nating squad. So means if ExGov can get this one, we will have lost that lead. And if they can get that momentum that we saw, na at least based on Black Widow, maganda yung BL side nitong ExGOVERNORS. They're much more comfortable in fact playing here. We will be expecting to see that same performance if they want to close this series 2-0. Jamel? Oh no.
Very slow. Tornado. Does connect. Napaslang dito si OB. Bigla na lang tumumba. Jamel now creates a little bit of space for SDL and DLR. DL, lahat na ibinibigay dito na XGV. Pero with 2 players left, XGV kaya pa ba? Feeling ko kaya pa naman pero unless Jestrel Talagang tatapangan niya na lang dito sa may exit ng hotel or towards the slope of B. They're a little bit stuck sa hotel, no? Medyo, this is a God-given round para sa HazMatz.
Jason? Hawara pasensya. If he catches Jesper here, pare, ang laking opening nun. Pero mukhang alam na,
Good ball bang.
he has to back off. There is plenty of time in the round, bipolar, na pwede na paglaruan dito yung mga timing again. Yung mga rotation na hinahanap ng ExGOVERNORS kung saan maghahanap ng space yung HazMatz is unfortunately missed on the timings. And they're already pushing here sa mic. Jesse,
No
sa
way!
nakatingin.
Oh, he dies with the C4. So it's all up to DLR again with the TRG. Somewhat. Less seconds now than before. Timer is ticking. Nasa red zone na tayo ngayon. But I feel like this is still doable. Look at this. Progressive plays mula sa HazMatz ngayon as Zenitsu executes DLR. A 2-point lead for HazMatz sa map pick ng ExGov.
Parang nag-slow down yung mga rounds natin dito sa second half na parang yung HazMatz, they're not overcommitting to the active plays na ginagawa nila on either extremity ng map dito, which is, it is a good thing, no? Kasi nagkakaroon nga tayo ng much needed variability from this team. But ExGOVERNORS, gusto na natin nilang simplehan ng konti kasi nandito na nga, the two players from HazMatz have to survive itong push ng ExGov na paparating. And Zenitsu already catches one.
Yung bomba na naman! He dies again! This might be the multiple frag grenade kills mula sa ating impact. Josh Cayon, gumagawa ng gulo. Tapang lang kung tapang from both teams, but the C4 is on EA. Jessan enters and sprays dito sa may likuran ni Josh. Para may ginagawang milagro na naman ng XGV as they are now in low HP. The grenade doesn't connect. Jestrel though will fall down, and Jestrel with a closer dito sa ating round number 11.
I like what I see out of HazMatz here.
This is good.
Bipolar, it's looking so good. Not a single round lost so far dito sa GR side nila. And if they continue this momentum, then it wouldn't be surprising na makuha natin yung port for this first series of the day. Because things got much more exciting. Smoking off EA though, para sa HazMatz, opens up a lot of violence. Pwede sila kumuha ng space dito sa may box, sa may LA. Kaya doble hawak sila dito sa may vents. And Josh will be first point of contact. He has to be very careful here. One miss could spell the loss of this round. So they need to be fully committed.
Oh. Overstepping DLR. Low in HP ha. Wait lang. They can still execute on EA. Pero Zenitsu magtatago na lang. Mamamatay siya ngayon. Pero di nila alam. Nandito pa si Josh. At ito na. Maglalabas ng lagim. He will spray on down. Taps on the heads on.
Oh, he's still going.
Dalawa na para kay Josh. Pero he will get claimed by Hangshu. CJ mahanap dito si DLR. At ayun lang. Nahanap pa si Hangshu and HazMatz. Oh my goodness. 4 straight rounds after the first half.
Marangkada na nga dito yung HazMatz, men. May gutom sila ngayon sa angkar at kailangan nilang pagpatuloy ito. Jumel, now so hungry, only a leg, in fact not a single hit. Siya yung masasaktan dito but at least he walks away with his life. Now with that opening, ExGOVERNORS can start taking that mid control. I feel like pare na medyo absent yung mid control ng ExGOVERNORS the last few rounds. And maybe that's why it's become so simple para sa HazMatz na hawakan yung mga pwestuhan nila dito sa loob ng dalawa nating site. But these two HazMatz players, if they do push out through TB, out through HM, hindi sila nakatingin kay Hanshu!
Oh, yun lang. Hindi nila agad nakita yun. But XGV, they continue the fight. They claim the C4 again, pero Jumel ngayon, sino-surprise ang buong XGV! Oh my God! Josh now again! Saving grace! Dito ngayon para sa HazMatz. But the TRGs can do some damage. Yun lang! How does Jeza know na nakaakyat na agad dun si Zenitsu? Pero Josh, look at this. Si Josh mismo, iikot mula sa hotel. Pero Jessan ngayon, alam niya na yan. He finds him. The sip and play. Goes towards the side. Picks on wide. At nakahanap pa ng M14 doon. Just to spray on down. They're coming back here slowly para sa XGV.
Parang opening dito galing sa ExGov, Kaka-call out nga lang natin the first time that they actually do take mid control. Kinuha nila yung TV, they push through HM and a lot of openings presenting themselves from there. So ngayon ang HazMatz, A fair enough reaction, no? They compensate with 3 players through mid. Laking gulat ni Jesse na 3 yung kaharap niya at walang tatamaan ni isa sa mga nagpakita galing sa HazMatz.
These HKs, man. Talagang bane of the existence sa ating mga snipers for both teams. But XGV, despite Jessan down, they can still continue towards A side. Daming oras. So, they can play with time here. Pwede na antayin si DLR na mamatay, makakuha ng kill.
Oh?
Or it might just be the latter. Pero 2 HP. Tsaka mag-aangas pa dito si Zenitsu. He doesn't even know that there's more people dito sa may A. Pero, still ipit ditong
Jumel has no idea.
ExGOVERNORS. No flash needed. They'll go in dry at magugulat na lang si Jomel. Dire-diretso na naman pero CJ now with the USP. 5 bullets left. Can he get one more?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
he can. Confirms the kill on Hangshu. And now Jezreel for the covering grace will clean up to again. HazMatz ngayon. Can you believe it, Suave, in map point?
Pero tahimik nga ngayon ng HazMatz, yung ex-governors. Kaya nilang lumaban at kaya nilang makipagtabatan. Then, one more round and the set is done. HazMatz. Isa na lang kailangan nila dito. But ex-governors, based on what happened the last round, na magko-compensate sila once again. Putting presence, putting pressure sa may mid-area natin na for the longest time, hindi man lang nila in-explore. CJ, Survivor, not able to survive that one. Buti na lang may trade, but it's so messy in mid, Bipolar.
Oh, look at the CA. Pero Jezreel, he will also fall. Pwede mabackstab pa din dito.
What?
Pero Hangshu, he anticipates it. Mag-aantay na lang siya dito ngayon and he finds Zenitsu with the spray, with the taps. The head gets taken off. But the body as well dito ni OB, hindi pa tapos. It's a 6-9 scoreline here in Ankara.
Hindi pa tapos ang lahat, mga kaibigan. Kung akala nyo matatapos na doon, hindi pa pala. Pero ngayon yung ex-governors, look at what they're pulling out this time. A little bit of a change in the map control that they have. Again, no? Gumagana yung mid-control nila ngayong second half natin sa BL. But this, oh my God, Jomel! He should have hit that, pare. And now, look at this. They have to make up for that space that has been opened up galing sa ex-governors. Pero pare, wala nang tao sa may mid. Mamba out ka agad yung sabi dito ni SDL. Once Jumel's down, they back off. They will put all the stress towards B. Luckily, nandiyo si CJ at si Jezreel.
Nadalis na kahit na mamatay dito. Ang buong place natin ng XGV. HazMatz still falling down. SDL again. Ito yung maganda for XGV. They still have numbers to play. Pero I love the macro play for HazMatz. Recently, dito sa GR side nila, talagang lahat ng airs ng maps covered despite them falling down. Pero down by 1 player ngayon ng HazMatz. OB trying to set up the place here. Pero TB push, Josh. Undetected. And now gives him a little bit of sideline. Jessan waiting dito sa may mini tower. Will fall. It's all up to SDL. Ito na nga ba ang katapusan ng ating Ankara? Can HazMatz claim it? Pero big wraparound. With the C4, they might not. Zenitsu, yun lang, hindi siya nakatingin doon sa kanan na pader. 6-10, HazMatz coming back from a defeat dito sa Black Widow.
Things got a whole lot more exciting ngayon dito sa Ankara, pare. Di lang sa first half kung saan tapatan yung dalawa nating kupanan. Pero towards the end, umarangkada na nga hanggang sa pagkapanalo itong HazMatz natin. So I'm excited now to see what Port looks like kasi nakita naman natin, no, this Port as a map, pare, it enables yung mga snipers natin. We got to see double sniper setups from both teams itong back on Black Widow.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be Port, no? We have to address the fact that ExGOVERNORS also has a little bit of factor here, pero natalo sila sa map pick nila, which is gonna be concerning, no? The emotions might be a little bit tilted, no, para dito sa ExGOVERNORS, especially on Jessan and Hangshu, because they really did play well, especially on SDL and DLR, no? Medyo mabigat yun, but HazMatz again, nung BL side natin, maganda na agad simula nila. They got the 1 point advantage sa 5-4 scoreline natin. Pero yun na nga, macro-wise, kahit namamatay dito in the early parts of the round ng HazMatz, they still get information. And somehow, most of the rounds dito ng BL side ng HazMatz, naging linear, mas naging readable, which just provides a little bit more opportunities dito sa macro play, sa mga 2-1-2 setups ng HazMatz. So, it's just good crossfire dito sa defending side ng ating HazMatz. So what more can we say? It's just beautiful place even for CJ na marami ditong nakuhang kills.
Yeah, I mean, ilang beses na natin nakala na kinount out na natin yung round na yun, but CJ came in clutch with 2 or even 3. No? But this is not to discount the fact na for both these squads, para nakita natin yung evolution nila. We talked about before, many times before, na kailan natin makikita yung mga mas slow, kailan natin makikita yung mga mid-round reactions or at least mid-round adaptations from teams here in Impact. And it looks like dito na nagsisimula, dito na medyo nagpapakita ng gilas at natututo ang mga Impact teams natin na makipagtapatan sa best of the best. But that is a long way off for these two teams, man. HazMatz and ExGOVERNORS, they are truly showing na belong sila dito sa Impact Summer.
Yeah, I mean, the job's not done and the journey is still long. We're going to map number 3, but before that, let's look at the replay. Let's look at the highlights, no? HazMatz, that bait and switch play, amazing for them. Pero look at this. It's a fight on high mid, and what a play for SDL, no? Again, SDL, sobrang ganda ng laruan niya dito, but I would love to also give some big props dito kay Jovel. The sniper battle, he did win it, no? Kahit up against dito towards Jessan. But yeah, BL side was a little bit of a 50-50. Pero parang nung nakita dito ng HazMatz, wait lang. Advantage tayo dito, we can play some great crossfire pagdating dito sa GR side. One of the most deadly rounds or deadly maps din, no? Or I guess sets for the entire Impact right now na puro bomba din yung pumakatay. I believe I counted 3 there. But yeah, look at this. The GR side of HazMatz. Hindi to pure luck, talagang maganda lang yung spacing nila. Parang BL side, not that good ba spacing, pero pagdating sa GR, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, man, the anchoring of these players from HazMatz, I did not expect it to be this good here on Ankara. And I feel like it was a disservice na sinabi natin na maybe it would have been easy dito sa Ankara, but evidently, pare, it is not. 10-6 here. A very large lead galing sa HazMatz, man. And you could see, hindi man lang nakapag-thread ng dalawang magkasunod na round dito yung ExGov nung second half nila. And that's just testament kung gaano kalinis yung itsura ng GR side ng HazMatz dito sa Ankara.
Yeah, looking at this, Hangshu and Dilar holding the team down ng ExGov, pero for HazMatz, hindi yun holding, talagang pinipwersa nila dito yung buong bodies nila and limits nila up against ExGov. Just really with 1.20. Josh with a 1.78. Lahat yan every time na may rounds tayo in 16 rounds in Ankara. Palagi siyang nakakuha ng kill. Look at that, no? Yung ating mid-table here, yung ating around yung mga rounds natin. It was a constant back and forth, pero we felt it. GR side for HazMatz is a no-joke factor pagdating ng Ankara. At ngayon, mukhang pwede na rin natin makita maya-maya ang ating MVP. But wow, amazing, man. Sino nga bang MVP natin?
None other than yung kapangalan ko dito, Josh with a 1.78 KD and a guaranteed kill per round. Galing sa kanila, makikita mo talaga dito yung impact ng nung mga multi-kill na binigay niya, na hinatid niya dito para sa HazMatz, mas lalo na sa second half of this entire map. And Bipolar, not to take away from this, but napansin ko dito yung stats natin, I think for the longest time, we've actually made the point that if Hanshu isn't moving heaven and earth for his team, then that starts to become a problem. So if it continues to be like that, then maybe I'm a little bit worried for what ExGOVERNORS really is doing.
Yun ang kailangan natin tignan yung ating mga key players pagdating dito sa ating map number 3, kung kaya nga ba nila dalhin yung team nila in towards this series win. We have a 1-1 scoreline now. We're going to port after this short break. Tuloy-tuloy ang bakbakan dito sa ating CFPH Impact 2026, wherein umabot na tayo sa ating decider map para sa ExGOVERNORS and as well as sa ating HazMatz. Josuave and Bipolar on the caster desk ngayon at dadayo tayo sa port. Josuave, mukhang may palag ngayon ang HazMatz.
Yun nga, mukhang na-underestimate talaga natin itong HazMatz na medyo naging toxic ang itsura nila nung second half, nung second half nung Ankara natin, kasi bigla sila naglabas ng kakaibang kamandag para tapusin yung mapa na yon. But now here on port, pare, we talked about kanina yung double sniper set ng dalawa nating squads, and I feel like Port is one that we will be excited to see kung paano nga mag-line up yung dalawang yun, kasi we have top A, we have BR na pwede mong pastuhan ng sniper, whether you're on the BL or the GR side. So there's plenty of space and plenty of opportunities na makapaglaro ng aggressive or passive to catch the odd kill here and there.
Yun ang ano. It's gonna be an interesting site, no? Siguro makakita naman tayo din ng sniper battle mula dito sa ating two snipers, no, that we have coming in from Jessan and as well as kay Jumel.
Yeah.
But I would like to see na maging prosperous ang BL side dito ng HazMatz, just because, again, it's a pretty tough fight, especially kapag GR side ng ating X-Group. But I don't doubt, with the recent performance dito sa Ankara on their BL side, na parang kaya naman nila tapatan, maybe even in a better form, no, compared to their Ankara push. Plus, this is somewhat of a smaller kind of map, so may kita natin dito yung kung gaano nga ba kalakas ang puwersa dito ng GR side din ng ating HazMatz. But prioritization dito ng Z, prioritization dito ng House B, and as well as ng ating CA ang sagot para dito sa ating mga players para makakuha ng isang series win. Who would have known na aabot tayo ng map number 3? But nonetheless, let's welcome our players and let's welcome our viewers for our fourth map pagdating dito sa ExGOVERNORS and as well as HazMatz.
Yeah, you talked about dito yung store, pati yung CA na pwedeng pestuhan ng HazMatz players. I'm looking towards Josh to try and hold off yung mga angles na yun. And Jumel, like we said, na very pressured dito sa top A na makakita na may, DLR, you sneaky man, you.
This?
What?
Oh, no way.
No way!
Woo! Oh, they execute everybody. Just real though. Mabilis na rotations, pero ito na yung bombardments. Talagang wala kang makikita dyan, but the CA control given towards the side of HZM.
CJ,
At CJ ngayon pwede maglabas ng mga kaguluhan. Ito na nga, it's a double kill for CJ. And Jesril as well. Si Jason, late sa party, mukhang hindi siya invited dito sa top A kasi mamamatay lang din siya. What a retake para sa HazMatz.
That's exactly what we were talking about dito, guys, sa HazMatz playing on the GR side. We wanted to see what they could cook up with the extra connections, no? We got to see itong I think it was a very late flank galing sa ExGOVERNORS na pushing out on SD or on BR na ika-counteract sana nila yun ang nangyari galing sa ExGOVERNORS, and it did work out towards the end, but pare, I like the multiple layers of pushes galing sa HazMatz dito. We're already here.
Oh, holy Zenitsu! Executes and chops the head of everybody entering House B, pero DLR and SDL kumukunti naman dito at biglang naupos din. Parang nawalan ng lakas dito kung HazMatz. They became stagnant, pero may pagbawi naman dito si Jomel. Wait lang! DLR gumagawa ng milagro, gumagawa ng magic tricks, the nades connect. Pero Josh needs to whip out the USP. At ayun ang ating nalunan yung mukha dito ni DLR. And HazMatz, it feels like nawalan na talaga dito ng superpowers ang mafia natin ng XGV.
Aray ko po, men, nahulid na nga dito yung mafia boss ng ExGOVERNORS kasi hindi na gumagana yung mga kalokohan nila dito. We're looking at the multiple holds, no? 3 players on store waiting for them to push out galing sa may papunta ng HB, and there's no response yet galing sa ExGOVERNORS, no? They do take this space sa my court. They post up Jessan here, pero wala pa tayo nakikitang active or aggressive push galing sa HazMatz dito. Inantay lang talaga nila to set the trap, and I really like the trap plays that they've shown so far. Kasi yes, you see Zenitsu, but do you expect CJ? Do you expect a third guy who is Jesril na nag-aantay sa may Z? You just don't know kung saan manggagaling itong HazMatz because of the multiple layers na meron sila nakaset up dito on the B side of the map.
Tsaka nakaka-impress din, no? Kasi sinashutdown nila si Jessan nang hindi sila nagpapakita dito sa may BR natin on the GR side. Pero Jesril, ito nang surprises. Yan ang ibibigay dito ng HazMatz. They're just really waiting at these corners kung saan mapapalaban ng buong XGV. So now, SDL kailangan gumawa ng solo play here. Can he find Jumel though? He does have the M14. He can spray on by. Pero Jesril, makahanap na naman dito si Hangshu. And now, they will spot Josh here, papunta dito sa LA. SDL will get taken apart. Pero Jessan ngayon nakaharap na ng onting prey. Josh will fall. Pero XGV, they have a little bit of a disadvantage, pero palaki ng palaki yun kasi paubos na rin ng paubos dito ang 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 ating mga players for ex-governors. And I like this just real. 2 kills now, ipapalampas lang dito si OB kasi they can go for a big retake.
Yeah, they're gonna be planning for that here. No, mag-reunite muna sila sa may store, sa may HB. Just real, very forward. OB was not expecting yung layering galing sa HazMatz. Again, the layering. Again, the spacing galing sa HazMatz dito on the GR, which is so beautifully done. Nakita natin, napakita rather, yung president of Ankara, the GR side ng HazMatz looks so good. And yung trust nila sa isa't isa, men, tamang tiwala lang na may magte-trade kasi fully committed sila sa lahat ng ginagawa nila para i-anchor yung mga area ng mapa na gustong kunin sana ng ex-governors.
Yeah, we might even see a full sweep up dito sa ating port, no? Kasi it's feeling like that almost, no? With their creativity and with their defense dito na very, very unlike any other team, no? Na very forward pero also somewhat very far back kasi they have ground to make it. If you're ex-governors, kailangan mo i-wide pick lahat ng mga angles natin or to check every angle before you enter one of these sites. Even LA is covered just by the sheer TRG dito ni Jomel sa may top A or even one player there. Kasi kahit makalampas nila dito, kahit mapatay nila dito yung top A player, may possibility pa din na meron sa exit, meron sa bodega, and most certainly dito sa CA kung hindi nila makuha yon. And again, nasa-shutdown ang buong ex-governors, not just Jessan, no? Kasi walang information given, walang nakikitang players dito mula sa HazMatz, and you have to really exert a lot of manpower para lang ma-clear out itong HazMatz bago ka makakuha ng multiple kills.
Yeah, now that you mentioned manpower, pare, I feel like one of the most simple things siguro para sa ex-governors to do is actually use some flashes, man. Store B, we saw Store B held by 2 people first, the last 3 rounds galing dito sa HazMatz na medyo half check lang ng ex-governors yung angle. They do find Zenitsu but they don't expect CJ behind them, and it's happened enough times to make you kind of question na, are you guys paying attention to at yung ginagawa ng GR dito ng HazMatz? Kasi man, it's really quite simple, no, na kailangan lang nilang gumamit ng, honestly, some smoke, some flashes might just be the most simple way to fix things here para sa ex-governors.
Yeah, they can still go passive here, pero yun nga, they need flashes, they need some sort of entry na very foolproof bago makapasok dito. Kasi again, if pwede i-surprise dito ng HazMatz and ex-governors, that can also happen towards HazMatz by ex-governors doing something kind of strange or very something surprising, no? But we go back into the round after a timeout mula dito sa ex-governors.
Oh my God, what is this LA play?
LA triple man push habang very passive ang HazMatz, na spot out sila, pero the space given by Jestril can be something of a miracle kasi nawala na dito ang bungo ni STL. What? And they have full map control now. 80% ng mapa ng port hawak-hawak ng XGV. What? Kahit yung IGL di mapunta dito towards LA.
Para bumabalik na naman tayo dito na nagiging dependent ang ex-governors kay Hanshu. Na if Hanshu doesn't fully activate and move like God's new coming, pare, it starts becoming a problem of the individuality na ngayon ng ex-governors. Kasi what happens when Hanshu dies? How do you make up for that firepower? And with Hanshu being early on gone dito sa round na to, pare, lumalaki ngayon yung problema at humahaba pa yung pasensya ng HazMatz. Kasi tiwala na lang sila dito sa default nila. I mean, look at this push out through BR, through mid.
Oh, parang delikado pa rin to, but they do find CJ. But Josh, uy, ano to?
What the hell?
Maka-cut off niya rotations. Oh no, Josh.
No way.
You might be one hell of a player. He fights 2 before he fell. Diyos ko po, kinailangan pa dito mag-quickscope ni Jessan parang mapas lang mismo si Josh. And in a 1v3, I don't bank on Jessan here.
Wait.
Never mind. It's the shot on Jubal. Wait lang, 46 seconds. He can still outplay these 2 players.
TRG pa rin hawak niya dito, and its store is completely open. He has the opportunity here, ha? Pwede siya makapag-plant at tamang pwestuhan lang. It just becomes now a question of which area yung hawakan niya with the TRG kasi sobrang laking risk nito considering it's a 2v1. And Jessan's not gonna plant yet. He's gonna look for 1 kill before fully committing to it, and he just might catch absolutely nothing because Zenitsu is undecided kung saan niya gustong pumunta. But they will hear this. Jason has to be careful.
Oh, mahati niya ba yung...
Oh.
It looks like, no, wala siyang mahati doon. Kaya mismo si Zenitsu na mismo yung pumatay sa kanya after that fast execution on curve. And they just clean up the round. What the... What? This is not the HazMatz that we saw dun sa Black Widow. Kakaiba to, ah.
Bigla silang gumising talaga, pare. Gusto nila yung reverse sweep dito. And it's 0-4 is a terrifying precedent na sineset nila dito sa port. Kasi if they just continue like this, ex-governors might continue to just collapse on the weight of the pressure on their back. SDL, nakuha ng isa, pero si Josh sa may kabilang dulo, no? Palitan lang. But there's no real progress galing sa ex-governors para makakuha ng map control.
Yeah, there's always gonna be a trade, but they did control now Z, Storby, and also House P. But look at this. Talk about proactiveness mula kay CJ, but he did fall down. So ngayon, angat pa rin ang players dito ang XGV. No more flank ups na pwede ipadala dito ngayon sa HazMatz. Pero mukhang hindi nila papahinggan dito yung ating Cubs. They will still keep on pushing. At ngayon, Jomel, good for one. Jessan with the trade. Pero in low HP mukhang HazMatz will just fall down here. Pero ExGov, eto na naman. Eto yung mind games na ginagawa ng ExGov. Looking at the top
Josh
of the
knows.
screens. Alam nila marami silang time. Pero Josh, yeah, his proactiveness now. Pupunta siya mismo sa top eh.
Ready siya dito, man. TRG yung hawak niya. And with the smoke being cleared. Oh! That's bad.
That's not gonna miss though. Obi down, pero Jessan with a quick scope onto the head of Josh. Zenitsu. Nakuha nga siya kanina ng multi-kill, but can he do it here? CA? Approach?
Really?
Might be unexpected, pero these HK shots need to hit. Unaware pa naman dito sila Hangshu. Jessan will fall. That's certainly one, pero the second one player here, Hangshu just waiting for time. Alam niyang kailangan pumasok dito ni Zenitsu, pero siya mismo mag-peek out. It's a duel on top and on LA. It's an A-site duel for these two teams. Actually now peeking wide all the way from exit, and it's the first point para sa XGV.
El Capitan Hancho lang pala yung kailangan dito ng ex-governors para makakuha ng round, men, as the closer of these rounds. But I'm so afraid, pare, for ex-governors right now kasi that round, despite what it looked like, despite having one it, pare, it did not look clean at all. Talagang nagdepende sila sa mga gunfight na nakuha nila. And that's not something that you can make stable. It's not something na pwede mong gawing consistent unless you have a really good grasp of the macro. And so far, the macro here, medyo lacking para sa ex-governors dito sa port. Kasi as you can see, man, the 4-1 scoreline speaks for itself.
Pero alam natin na anytime even XGV can pop off.
Josh?
And that just might be the jump starter kanina as they get one more here, or at least the first blood on round number 6.
Jamel? Patience, ha? That's 4 or 5 players coming his way. Wala siyang back. Oh my God! What?
What a shot! Kaso yun lang, alam ni Jessan kung saan kailangan tumutok. CJ through the smoke. Confirms one more kill. Pero big take now. Mahirap ata ito pasukin. They have 36 seconds here. Kailangan pa nila antayin dito si CJ na kumonekta sa may LA to divide the fight or at least attract some attention.
There's only one looking at
sila
him.
nasa baba ng site. Ngayon pa lang aakyat. Dito ngayon si Jessan at mukhang mamamatay pa siya. Onti na lang ang buhay ng XGV pero OB gets the kill. Hangshu on top is out for blood and he's out. Might as well call him Bloodhound kasi nakakuha pa siya ng dalawa. Hangshu with a spray and with a domination on round number 6.
Hey man, yung narrative natin na sinasabi about Hancho having to activate, it seems to be true. No? Nag-activate si Hancho for the last couple of rounds. It looks like the win condition dito ng ex-governors is to at least have Hancho as one of the last 2 or 3 players still alive. Which means, he needs to be more careful. Ngayon, how do you mitigate that problem? That you're so dependent on Hancho para makapag-close out ng rounds. The last 2 were great, but what do you do then? Kailangan mong mag-compensate elsewhere on the map here. And as you can see, Jessan wants to be the first point of contact kung may mag-overpush galing sa HazMatz. And that is, oh no!
Oh, despite having only 4 players here sa round na to, they equalize it already by finding a crucial player na may 6 kills ngayon. That's Jessan already out sa first minute ng ating round. So XGV, what can you do?
Yeah. What can you do? That is a huge question with only 3 players here. We're gonna slice this in half. Actually, na ex-governors, hawak na nila yung Storby at maghahanap sila ng path. Zenitsu is in a one and done angle, so he has to be very, very careful dito sa may box natin. Does he get checked is the question.
Oh,
My
it doesn't
God!
get checked! CJ as well with the cover despite only having 3 players. HazMatz kaya pa ding manalo, and that also confirms them a 3-round lead. It's a dead round coming in here, pero grabe, just suave. Did you expect na ganito ang ipapakita ng HazMatz ngayong araw na ito?
Absolutely not. Para nakita mo naman yung predictions natin, both of us were expecting ex-governors to clean this up quickly. And it's in fact the most wrong we could have been kasi it is going the distance dito para sa ating port map. It's beautiful stuff. But man, that last round, pare, I thought Zenitsu was gonna be cooked. Pero mukhang tinawag niya yung Hashira para maglabas ng kakaibang bala. Dire-diretso lang silang pumasok at nagpaalam para tapusin yung round na yon.
Yeah, I mean, iba, no? Parang training arc lang dito kanina ng ating players na dito sa HazMatz nung first map natin, tapos biglang eto na yung peak hours, or at least eto na mismo yung apex ng buong storya ng HazMatz, no, pagdating dito sa ating map number 3. Kasi iba talaga, no? We saw a HazMatz na parang
they look lost on Black Widow, man. They look lost.
Yun na nga, parang di nila alam yung mapa. Yun yung napansin natin doon. They didn't know what was going on. Pero somehow, it only took one map para magising ang buong HazMatz.
Yeah. And it's some great stuff, pare. We talked about, no, what exactly yung checklist ng HazMatz after Black Widow, na find the variability to fully commit to what they were planning to do, and then, you know, just being able to anchor properly sa mga side. It's they've checked up every single win condition dito para makarating ng port, and they have not let go yet. Oo, humahabol ng ex-governors, but it's very, very securely in HazMatz hands rather at this point. So it's gonna fall down dito sa ex-governors para humabol ng malala.
Yeah, I mean, they can still come back. Again, it's only, I believe it's only 5-2.
Yep.
Pero last 2 rounds dito sa ating first half, they need to equalize or at least go to a 5-4 scoreline. Kasi if not, alam mo naman yan, HazMatz can really just keep on pushing, no, as 4, as 5 dito sa ating mga plays. And since ex-governors does like that 3-2 or at least like 2-1-2 setup dito sa ating other side, on the GR side, well, it might be problematic. Pero let's see, no? Here comes the round once again. It's a full-on force now para sa HazMatz. Kanina nakita natin, it only took 3 or 4 players para makakuha ng round.
I wanna riddle you this, no, Bipolar. Ilang beses pa lang natin nakita yung ex-governors na magpakita ng gila sa may mid. Maybe 2 or 3 times so far.
Yeah.
And just the lack of pressure in one lane of entry dito sa port makes it much more simple para depensahan to. I mean, look at Josh. He's already in CA. So, because of how slow it is that ex-governors is taking this space, nagpapakita ng opportunities itong ex-governors sa HazMatz to just catch them by surprise. But DLR,
Wow! Siya pala yung magsusurprise dito. Ito kasi yung mismong plano ng XGV, no? It's mismong clearing operation strat. Go as 4, go as 3, check mo to. If walang tao dyan, go to the other side. Pero at this time, no, the clearing operation worked out kasi Josh did not expect na ganun siya kabilis mamamatayan again. Clearing operation continues for ex-governors. Targets on the head of HazMatz with 4 players left. They need to be very active in these rounds kasi once na mahanap dito na XGV yung butas, they can continue this push ng full-on throttle. Pero kung idadala dito ng HazMatz yung laban sa mukha dito ni Obi, but
hell?
he's just too fast with 10 HP, nakapatay pa siya ng isa.
yung kumpara niya yung nagawa, man, he wasn't even looking. Still, though,
That's insane.
may tauhan pa naman sa loob ng B, si CJ sa may taas lang, waiting in the backside.
Oh, what a flash! Wala dito kay CJ! Everyone falls! Jessan as well! DLR! With a TRG coming in from curve, expects it pero he misses the shot. At alam nila to na very low on HP dito si DLR, so they can just sit on pretty, especially na nasa kanila yung C4, hard sight to go in, especially without the bomb. Wala kang leverage dito sa DLR kasi si Jumel makakahanap dito ng shot. It's a 62.
Ilang beses na bang nakapag-hold dito yung HazMatz sa may platform, no? 2, 3, or even 4 kills with just one singular manpower na ginamit na i-invest dun para i-anchor. But now, PJ, the amount of damage na gawa niya kay DLR, it's an, I don't even know why DLR kept going there, but that's an opener para sa HazMatz. So, what do you do? Kasi pare, nakakuha ng space dito, nakarating ng mid, nakarating ng BR, si DLR doon, but the rest of ExGOVERNORS are absent from the map. Ngayon parang sila nag-explore. Yes, they have CA, but there's no follow through with the map control na hawak nila.
Dude, bakit sila kumakagat dito? Kanina pa spam ng spam si Zenitsu. And he almost kills off Hangshu doon. Kung hindi lang talaga ginulat dito ni Hangshu ng mabilisang ninja play, he would have died there immediately. But ExGov in dire straits right now. Pero STL kaya rin naman mag-wallbang. May sarili din siyang M14. And somehow, kumakagat din palang ang HazMatz dito sa mid-play ng ExGov.
Yeah. Another bunkered up here in mid, pare. How do you move forward from this? Kasi hawak na nga ni Josh yung i-angle na dito. Doesn't matter where you go. CA is covered and Jezreel is waiting for them to push past BR. Hanshu needs to be able to get at least his first frag para ma-open up yung A site nila. But that's the entire team coming now on LA. Dropping down. Hanshu, first contact.
Oh, he wins it! Wait lang, Hangshu again is cooking and giving this team some life. The nade flies by. But the low HP players of HazMatz ngayon, nanginginig na yung tuhod nila. Nanginginig na yung mga kadaliri pati kamay kasi alam na this is a hard sight to go back in, especially with these kinds of HP. One down already, all left to CJ. Nang naka-sniper lang naman. And XGV, they have so much information kung nasan nga ba si CJ. Up high, down low, they kill off CJ, and that's the third round ng XGV.
Ang ginising nila yung nakagalit dito na Hanshu, men. Kinakuha lang, narinig niya yata tayo. Sabi natin, if Hanshu doesn't activate, then ExGOVERNORS is cooked. Well, he's activated now, pare, pero they do still have a very solid 3-round lead na kailangan habulin ng ExGOVERNORS dito. So, they will be tested at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, ito yung problem ngayon, no? Can ExGov give a little bit of space here para kay Hangshu na makuha ng kills without dying? Kasi if it dies immediately here, they're gonna be banking on DLR, they're gonna be banking on SDL dito para masolusyonan yung death of Hangshu here. Kasi every time na mamamatay si Hangshu dito, just like what it said, he's a key player here. They need someone to step in those shoes para at least to create some sort of space and replicate what Hangshu can do. But I don't doubt naman na hindi na kaya yun ng ating players mula sa ExGov. Ang parang kailangan nilang gawin dito is the execution with that kind of playstyle. But for HazMatz, all they can do now is to try until ExGov burst into flames or at least crumble into pieces, no? Kasi they have a pretty good sign right now. Marami pa silang leeway ng mga rounds.
Yeah. Meron silang nai-imbak dito na lead na pwede nilang gamitin to close things off. But man, ExGOVERNORS need to become more sustainable dito, no? Around Hanshu, hindi kasi yes, self-sufficient si Hanshu as a player, but they need to give him more support. They need to give him more utility. They need to give him more backup in those situations. Na HazMatz, more often than not, are able to cook up at least in the last couple of maps, man, na hindi nakakalagpas, hindi nakakapag-survive si Hanshu to close these rounds. So, pretty simple, no? It's a hack a Hanshu strat. Kill him early and you win the round.
Yeah. Let's see, no? XGV on the GR side. At the fight. Pero tingnan mo yun, onting overstep lang. Man. Dito sa mid. Makakasagap ka agad ng bullet eh. Yun yung problema ngayon eh.
Got some passive plays galing sa HazMatz dito. And they might be overextending. They do have Zenitsu, no? Yung double sniper. And sinasabi natin kanina si Jumel pati si Zenitsu na inaantay yung presence galing si ExGOVERNORS. And if they overpush dito sa may door, sa SD, they'll walk into this TRG. Oh, God.
Close up! Zenitsu only gets one. Hangshu na naman, no? Kailangan gumawa dito ng solo big plays, impactful plays on impact. But they want to fight it. Look at CJ looking for a revenge kill on towards ExGOVERNORS IGL, but with a lot of time, they need to thread carefully. Hangshu ngayon, dueling CJ, and he fails the fight. Meanwhile, Jessan din, mukhang mamamatay lang, CJ! We're back.
Yep, he is so back. Hindi siya nag-MVP kanina sa Ankara, men. Pero grabing impact natin niya dito sa series natin. Now, this 2v3 and then opening on B has been found. Jumel waiting for presence. And you can note that TLR is right behind him.
Uy, napalampas ni Jumel. That's a bad sign. Despite na 1v2 lang to, SDL has been frying. Does have a flash, does have a grenade as well to use. Pero with the 14, he can just spray on down line. Lineup pa sila! What a lineup! They just offered their lives to give a 4th round to XGV.
I don't know about you, bipolar, pero ang laking misplay nun. Literal na nagpatuhog sila na parang kikiam doon na tamang habang yung ExGOVERNORS dito. That 3-round lead is now whittled down onto only 2 at ang HazMatz. Kailangan na lang magpakita ng gilas ulit kasi nga we talked about their GR side being good but the BL still is lacking laban dito sa ExGOVERNORS as was seen back on Ankara.
Adjustments needs to be made. Mid-roundings need to improve not just for ExGO but for HazMatz as well. It's gonna be a passive round for round number 11. Crucial round for these two teams. Might be the breaking point para makakuha dito ng big momentum ang ating dalawang teams. And ExGOVERNORS also will be dodging a lot of this mid area natin even dito sa may pinaka-RS nila para lang hindi mapaslang or at least hindi ma-pick off ng mga multiple M14s nating HazMatz. But talk about map control, kuha ng CA dito for HazMatz.
Yeah, I do have CA. It's unexplored so far galing sa ExGOVERNORS. Hanshu is looking for present. Wala siya nakita though. Which is definitely gonna be some fake news on the internet, but he does re-explore it. Yun nga, wala pa siya nakikita at all. It's a really quiet round galing sa HazMatz, They have mid control, they have CA. An attempt on trying to play a little bit of parkour galing kay CJ na medyo hindi gumana doon, but might be an opening, but OB is not ready for it. That should have been an easy conversion pero hindi niya nakuha yun.
But Hangshu looking for big trades here. He knows na baka Inga ang pupuntan dito ng HazMatz, especially at Zenitsu. And the rest of HazMatz now leaning towards LA. But Hangshu, Ispat Zenitsu. And now, HazMatz doesn't know what to do. They're stuck here. But Jumel, all the way from Z, does find one player, and that's DLR, a crucial player to take out in this round. Pero 20 seconds na lang. Yung C4 kailangan na pumunta dito ng B. Can SDL replicate what CJ did here? At ayun na nga siya na lang mismo harap dito ngayon. Good for 2! And that's the C4! Somehow HazMatz have gotten taken out in this round with 8 seconds left. Mukhang imposible na to. Kailangan itakbo yung bomba. They do have a little bit of time. So XGV, kakat sa mga wall spams dito ngayon in Jestril.
No way.
Jessan! Jessan also falls! Hangshu! Are we asking way too much? We might be! With 49 HP, he goes for the clutch. Jestril on platform, trying to go for a quick and off-angle play. Hangshu trying to go in, trying to check every little inch of the site if he can find the one and only Jestril. At ayun na nga, he goes on top of the box, pero yun na pala ang kanyang coffin for round number 11. HazMatz with the win.
What a damn round, man. Nakita mo yun?
Grabe.
Down to the last second, nahabol pa ng HazMatz na i-plant yun. And during the plan, akala nila mapipigilan nila yun. Doon pa na pamigay yung dalawang kill na kinakailangan ng HazMatz doon. Now, Josh, trying to make up for that, trying to run on the coattails ng pagkapanalo nila dito, does get taken down early.
It's not a good sign already for HazMatz, no? I mean, again, they have leeway to nga na sinabi mo rin na parang marami silang pwede gamitin around. But look at OB. ESPORTS players lacking. Nate will connect a little bit on CJ, pero he continues the fight. What is this? CJ and Hakshu holding everybody dito sa mid. Pero XGV now with a big advantage. Sige mo naman, they're up by 2 players.
Yeah, they are. Every angle covered. Naubos na nga lang dito, Jomel last man. Standing at only a TRG should be an easy secure para sa ex-governors unless they start making mistakes. But they are ready with multiple layers of players dito sa loob ng Storby para tapusin yung round na yon. So ex-governors, nagpapakita na nga ng pangil dito pa rin HazMatz. As you can see, very much in the lead at the moment. DLR taking a risk already in Storby.
Let's see. Medyo kumakalat na dito ang HazMatz. We're not liking what we're seeing right now. They're giving way too much of good fights para dito sa XGV. But all eyes ngayon dito sa taong ito, Zenitsu and CJ, on how they will create some space para makapasok ang buong kupunan ng ating HazMatz.
Hanshu's gonna overextend.
He's low.
Yeah. Grabing risk yun na ginawa ni Hanshu ngayon no, na disabled sila. Oh my God, CJ. Another opener for HazMatz.
Oh, executions keeps on going for HazMatz as they've created so much space. SDL left alone, pero with M14, he can only get one. 8 rounds now for HazMatz. It looks like kanina lang makalat yung round natin. That was a clear execution. That was clean from HazMatz.
It was so clean, man, at nakuha nila yung advantage ngayon kasi nag-overstep si Hanshu sa LA. He made his way forward, got taken down, and unfortunately, yung positioning nila was less than optimal, no? Nagpaalam si Jessa ng maaga at yung follow-through ni CJ para tapusin yung laban na yon. Sobrang bilis. Now, with only 2 rounds on the horizon para sa HazMatz, pare, kapag gusto na lang tapusin itong port. And STL, so risky. But where the hell were you expecting any kind of backup from his team there? Nag-overstep na talaga sila. Nag-overcooking ex-governors, bipolar. And it's looking so messy. It's looking so vulnerable para sa kanila.
Yeah, that was a big gamble, no? Na ipadala doon si SDL. Good thing na lang na aware dun si CJ na there might possibly be someone in dito sa baba ng BR nila. And look at the HP pool though dito na HazMatz. I feel like they don't care. Alam nila they can still frag out with these M14s. Pero Jomel! Holy, what a shot!
What?
Kanina pa siya dito sa korte at ngayon, he's gonna be a supreme guy just to claim more people here. But HazMatz, they can still play around with this if they will find one more. Clear na kahit saang site, they will win these fights.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter at this point. Pero mukhang alam nilang may umaaligid dito na OB sa may mid. Hanshu, waiting on HB but there's nobody here just yet. HazMatz is taking all their time. Nakita naman natin, willing silang laruin yung bawat isang segundo na natitira sa orasan natin bago pumasok ng site. And HB control has been fully committed. And Hanshu, so good on the anchor.
Ooh, even Jessan hitting some shots here as a sniping anchor on A.
Jomel?
Pero tatlo pa rin kalaban nila dito. Look at Jomel though. Through the smoke. Jessan!
Oh!
What was that? Check him PC. At ngayon, HazMatz can possibly go for a big hold dito sa ating plant. But CJ, he just oversteps. At aasahan natin dito ngayon si Josh to claim triple kill, but it looks like no, there's no shot gonna be flying out of the gun barrel dito ni Josh, and it's a quick defuse mula dito sa ExGov.
That will be 6 para sa ex-governors dito, still holding, clawing at their opportunity na hawakan yung top spot dito sa standings natin. But I'm afraid, bipolar, na so far na yung pattern natin dito sa second half. Oo, nakascore yung ex-govs, it's just not enough para habulin yung HazMatz. Kasi eventually nakakahanap ng opportunity, nakakahanap ng opening itong HazMatz natin. Mas lalo na si CJ at si Josh na bigla na lang nagpapakita ng gila sa mapa natin. But I do like this CROSSFIRE na meron sila dito sa may Storby. Pwede kung hindi mag-ingat dito yung HazMatz na maging malaking trap play to. And that will be DLR. All pressure is on him, pati si SDL na hawakan ng maayos itong B area natin.
I mean, even if they find a CROSSFIRE here, no, meron pa silang insurance play dito for XGV. They still have OB from Z na pwedeng kumonekta in a split of a second. But again, HazMatz has been linear now in terms of their strategies. No, yes, pinapadala yung 2 players on the other side of the map, pero wala silang pan-trade dito ngayon sa gagawin ni DLR. And look at SDL with the great cover. That's only 3 kills. Pero that is such a big advantage now kasi Zenitsu and CJ, they need to play passive. They need to play passive now.
They do. They have no choice. But they need to also be able to isolate these gunfights. Yes, you see CJ again playing like the ninja, sleeping into the shadows. Nahuli si Jessan ngayon. At kailangan nila makapag-pick off ng one more para masira yung man advantage. But the Seeker has been found and Hanshu cleans it up. ExGov, they are in touching distance na ngayon para sa HazMatz bipolar. Things have gotten much more interesting for this port map. And HazMatz might start to slow down.
What a decider, no? We saw domination map number 1. We saw a little bit of Tiger sa map number 2. Now, it's a common stalemate para sa ating dalang teams. HazMatz still has one more round here before we go into a tie if ExGov does win this round. Pero Obi spotting now players ngayon. Counter flash, but CJ will still get the kill. Jessan susunod na dito sa impyerno. Pero Angshu, holy!
What?
Dalawa pa din yung mapapatay niya doon as he was blind. Pero ngayon dire-diretso pa din. Triple kill for Hangshu. He might go for the ace. Iikot pa siya ng malala dito sa may CA. And if they stay dito sa may taas ng A site, ang ganda pa ng pwesto ni Hangshu. Even if they go towards ladder, all eyes on Jamel for the cross, and he finds Hangshu there, shuts him down. DLR trying to go for a retake alone. Jestrel falls. Alam niya nandito si Jamel, and he wins the fight. We go to a tie game, 8-8.
No Hanshu, no win, and unfortunately, with Hanshu, you lose. ExGOVERNORS, pa-close out na nga dito yung lead na meron sila at mukhang ito na nga yung bawi ng api, men. May galit yung ExGOVERNORS, may galit si Hanshu, and this entire squad is rallying behind their IGL to bring them home and to finish port with a win. DLR, risky, much more passive na ngayon yung D-hold ng ExGOVERNORS based on what we saw the last couple of rounds. No one inside of Storby, hawak lang nila yung house. And everyone else, they do have control of BR. A 2-2-1 na set up nila dito, leaving Jessan to try and hold on to LA all on his lonesome. And I don't think HazMatz are gonna be expecting this much manpower sa side ng B.
What a hold though, no? So impenetrable. Kahit na makapatay ka nga ng isa, there's so much to clear. But HazMatz playing passive now, feeling nila mag-overextend ng XGV, pero ito na yung mismong sobrang passive play ng XGV. They won't give you information. They won't give you even a chance of seeing their bodies.
Yeah. Neither of these players showing their faces. Never mind. Sabi natin hindi sila mapapakita si Obi. Hello, it's me! And then he says goodbye. That's unfortunate now. But, ang fallback dito ng ExGOVERNORS to take up once again no, yung setup nila sa loob ng Sorby all the way into Z with Hanshu as an insurance policy para sa ExGOVERNORS. And HazMatz have read this the wrong way, pare. They're going right into it and they've lost here so many times.
Oh, they're losing again. Bumalik pa si SDL. Na-magnetize. Na-vacuum dun sa bullet spray ng ating players mula sa HazMatz and DLR. Don't do it, please. DLR, please. DLR. Huwag kang gagalaw. Huwag kang gagalaw, DLR. May opportunity ka dyan. 1 down, 2 down. And that's just 2, but that's damage done. Oh, he creates so much opportunities now para kay Jessan to pop off on B side. He dodges the bullet. Still full in HP. Meanwhile, CJ goes for the cross and he finds the sniper all up to Hangshu again. 12 kills and he just lives.
He's sticking.
CJ, but he's not sticking. Oh, Hangshu, you insane human being, heavenly place and heavenly God.
Hanshu, pare, mukhang ito na nga yung sinasabi natin. He needs to move heaven and earth. He needs to become the second coming of Christ dito sa port para tapusin ang lahat. At isang round na nga lang dito. Last round of regulation. It's OT. or it's the win. And ex-governors have everything in their hands because Hanshu is spicy. Para look at him. He's already ready in mid. Sinasabi natin kanina, hindi sila nagpapakita ng kahit anong active play sa may mid area ng port. And they're doing this for the very first time. And this could make or break this port win. Kailangan niya magdoble ingat dito sa baba ng CA.
I mean, nakondisyon na nila kanina, just swabe, no, na 3 straight rounds magpa-passive play dito XGV. And why not send your best player dito sa may mid-control natin and even control CA from up or down below. Oh, you love to see this. Tignan mo, Hangshu. Gutom na matapos yung round na to.
Pero parang wala rin yung gutom ng HazMatz, man. They're also waiting for an active push. Buti na lang no may hangganan lang yung paghawak ni Hanshu dito sa may mid. But CJ is already coming. He checks! Oh my God!
But the answer is 2 kills. CJ and Jestrel sumabay doon sa gunfight on mid. Which means, it's not just gonna be a 1-for-1, it's a 2-for-1. At pabor pa sa XGV, look at this now. They will go for a mostly B-site hold. Kasi kahit mag-A-site dito ang HazMatz, malaking retake to.
Yeah. It's gonna be huge. Full committal galing sa HazMatz dito. You do have 2 players waiting. At maganda naman yung hawak ni DLR at SDL as expected. Very active on these angles. So first contact will be seen. At wala nang util galing sa ex-governor ay sa HazMatz.
Oh, SDL and DLR. That's it. They don't give overtime. 10-8 and victorious ang mafia ng ex-governors. They win the whole series.
Grabing resurgence yon galing sa ex-governors pare. It was looking so cooked. Imagine, nagsimula tayo ng 0-4 in favor of HazMatz tapos biglang nag-flip yung switch, biglang nag-activate itong ex-governors. And it wasn't just Hanshu. Yes, credit to Hanshu. A lot of clutches went to him but everyone was able to shoot dito para sa ex-governors para tapusin. And this is exactly what we asked for, no? You to be able to activate Hanshu without Hanshu having to overcompensate dito para sa ex-governors, kailangan maging mas consistent, kailangan mas maging sustainable yung itsura ng ex-governors. And here we go. May panalo na nga sila here. Almost a reverse sweep, but they come in at the last possible time para tapusin ang port.
It's just insane na nakita natin yun, no, for ex-governors. We saw an aggressive play dito sa Black Widow. We saw somewhat of passive aggressiveness pagdating dito sa ating plays mula sa Ankara. But here on port, when they were on the GR side, nakita natin patience was the key of the game of their game. They just waited for everything. Tapos, just like what you said, a flip of a switch. Nagising ang players natin for ex-governors. They were hitting shots. They were making plays. We were seeing some strategies and setups dito sa GR side nila na sobrang hirap pasukan dito ng HazMatz despite them having multiple players getting into one angle. Hindi pa rin nila ma-clear out dito. Yung double setup dito sa may Stormy or even dito sa House B end. What a play coming from Hangshu, man. Despite him falling down doon, he applied pressure, he got some information, and he also ended up with a double-digit mark sa ating end. Let's look at the highlights here and look at how dominating these two teams. I would like to say a big props to HazMatz. Ang dikit ng laban.
Yeah, sobrang dikit nga, no? Pero I think the one thing that you can definitely say is their GR side is very solid. Ang nagiging pagkukulang dito ng HazMatz is once na nakapag-switch tayo ng sides, once na napunta na sa BL side itong HazMatz, dun lumaki yung problema nila. And it's a very obvious problem that is consistent across the map na natalo sila, no? Yung Black Widow nila, ang kalat ng BL, and the same thing here, na lumalabas na ang kalat din ng BL side nila dito sa port. So they need to work on that moving into their next matches dito. Granted, nung marami pa naman tayong nakikita ng laro sa group stages natin. And at least HazMatz, no, very obvious yung kailangan nilang ayusin.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy na nakita natin dito yung buong HazMatz na when they're on the first half, they have a good plan. Pero nawawala yung planong yun pagdating dito sa ating second half. Parang nawawala mismo yung mindset nila to win these rounds or at least to close it out. No? But amazing coming in from Zen 1 or at least coming in for the entirety of HazMatz, especially for CJ, man. Grabe siya gumawa dito. A 1.22 KR. Meanwhile, itong XGV, what else can we say? Kung meron kayong CJ sa kabila, meron sila ditong Hangshu with a 1.67.
Yeah, and you can really see dito sa set summary natin kung saan talaga nagkulang itong HazMatz. As we said kanina, yung BL side nila, only 2 rounds. And they had so many opportunities para. They had 5 opportunities na makarating ng set point na pinalagpas nila because of some overplaying galing sa players dito. No? Jumel missing a shot, some misplays galing kay Josh. And it is unfortunate to watch, but it's a very obvious problem that can be fixed.
Damn. Oh, let's look at the set MVP, as we think about everything that they need to fix. 1.67 in terms of KDT support, 1.11 KR, and as well as beautiful stat lines entirely mula dito sa IGL na si It's Hangshu. That's our set MVP, and possibly we might see him create more success and create more chaos in the next coming days.
Yep. That's some beautiful stuff. Ito lang nga, no? May palitan lang tayo ng map picks, but in the end, ExGOVERNORS rather finish it with 8-2-1, winning on Black Widow and Port, letting go their own map pick of Ankara for this one. But at the very least, no, panalo pa rin. It doesn't really matter how you got there as long as you get that win.
Yeah, amazingness coming dito sa ExGOVERNORS, and we did kind of predict it din na parang when the BL side here coming in from HazMatz come in towards Sport, kailangan talaga nilang gumawa ng some sort of chaos para lang magulo dito yung magandang hold ng ating ExGOVERNORS. But with 3 maps there, we do have an entire match MVP, and why not give it to the man that got 2 MVPs dito sa ating dalawang mapa in the best of 3. It's Hangshu. Man, 1.77 in terms of KD. Hindi lang to IGL, hindi lang to attacker. This is the real deal.
Yeah, man. This is why we've been stressing this guy as one of the best players in Impact right now. Kasi isipin mo, man, the amount of mental bandwidth na ginagamit mo just to be able to call, but still being able to frag out at this level is a testament to how good Hanshu is as a player. But that also means na at times, things will start to go sideways.
Yeah, sideways, but it did went pretty straight at the end here coming in for the side of ExGOVERNORS. And you know what, Suave, di lang naman yan ang ating labanan na mangyayari ngayon. We do have both JY teams battling it next for our match number 2. It's JY ESPORTS or JY Davao versus JY Bacolod in the next matchup. Again, kami po ang inyong casters. It's Bipolar and Suave, at magbabalik po ang ating CFPH Impact 2026 after this.